This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening, everybody. It is 7 o'clock. We're coming to you live from Studio C in the heart of Central Phoenix on this lovely, what is it, a Tuesday night? Oh, we do it every Tuesday. It is Katie, Marnie, and Al all back in Studio C for almost a reunion. Marnie's been gone. It seems like you've been gone longer than you were.
Forever.
Because you were gone and you were back and then you were gone. Marrying people from here to there.
High and low.
Even if they didn't want to be married, you were just doing
I just ran up to him and said, say I do. Say it. Actually, they put the kibosh on that in California.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll tell you all about that.
Oh my gosh, there's more coming about that.
Really crazy.
Well, speaking of marriage of things, we're going into this show just finding out that I guess now there's, well, it's not signed. There's not official 15 yet, but Illinois has passed it. It's waiting for signature, and then people can enter the hell that is marriage in that state too.
People can start calling Rev Rye.
That's right.
You can go to
She
Illinois.
travels
I'm gonna go
to
to
Chicago.
Illinois.
Yeah.
Some of them will
Now
say
I know.
Illinois.
But I
No.
won't.
I'm
Ew.
really,
I'm just going to go to Des Moines next week. Though.
Exactly.
Des Moines has that.
Yes. And Missouri.
Missouri.
love Missouri.
Arkansas.
Oh, that's right.
Exactly.
Well, I just found out after several years that it's Toronto, not Toronto. They don't like.
I always thought it was Toronto.
They really don't want you to pronounce that second. They want you to soften up on that second T.
Soften her down.
Soften it up.
Very nice.
Sister.
Oh.
Sister.
Well,
Yes, sister.
I'm sure we've got lots to catch up
That's
with,
later.
Cicero.
with
That's
each
later.
other. Katie's drinking champagne, or at least out of a champagne flute. I'm not sure. Okay, all right.
I heard a
Prosecco.
pop. Oh, not champagne.
Oh, okay.
No.
Let's stop that rumor now.
Okay, what is it?
It's just a little
It's
bit fruity
Italian.
and a little
Sparkling
bit
cider.
sparkling.
Got it.
No,
Okay.
no, it's sparkling wine.
Sparkling,
Oh, okay.
sparkling
Italian.
white.
Okay,
It's
got it.
extra dry,
Okay.
which
got a
actually
shot.
makes it a little bit fruitier.
I was just gonna say.
I've learned about
Well,
this
in
from
this
the
room,
AJs.
there's a whole lot of fruitiers.
Yeah.
And I will
So-
start this show by apologizing in advance. I may have a coughing fit. My voice already sounds very Brenda Vaccaro or Suzanne Plachette, depending on how old you are.
Exactly.
So there's a little, I don't know what's going
It
on.
sounds nice.
Marnie's got, well, thanks.
I think it's
Yeah,
sexy.
to my bedroom eyes and my sexy voice, I'm still living alone with two cats. So I don't know. Marnie said she had a little touch of it too. Al's got a little tickle cough. Katie, what condition of health are you in?
Well, it's coming and going. I want to say it's allergies,
Yeah, we're all kind of playing
Yeah,
that game.
okay.
but my daughter's sick again, so you
got
never
it.
really know.
Okay.
She has
So
a
it's
the
cold.
kid.
She has a cold. You
So
know.
it's the kid that gave us this.
It is.
Crud.
I also
I'm
just came.
not around them though.
I just came from
No,
a
but we're
fundraising
around her.
event where there were cats, and so sometimes
Oh, that
gets
affects you too.
so
Sure.
weird that Clayton's cat and we can completely hang out.
Well, but because I go, literally every day before you show up,
Yeah.
I mop and vacuum.
No,
just
but the
to make
night
sure.
that I was here
Oh,
and
that's
we stayed
right.
after, I was like making out with your cat. I was petting her, petting.
She likes that rough
No,
tongue.
you know.
She
well,
likes that rough
yeah.
tongue.
Right before you get here, like vacuums, and then all of a sudden the neighbors hear, you know, and the cats fly out the door.
No, it's
He's
so
really good to
I
you.
got along. My allergies and Clayton's cat get along very well.
That's it.
But I was at another event with a cat.
I see. So maybe their catch is not as clean as mine are.
I think so.
Also, as we kick off tonight's show, we'd like to welcome. There's a country that don't recall seeing on the live listener feed before. Switzerland is listening tonight.
That is a new one.
Kuwait is in the house. Also, our regulars from the U.S. And I haven't looked in the chat room to see who's here, but I'm sure we've got a couple people. My mom is there. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Mom and I did something together yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah. When we go around the table, we'll get to it here in just a few. But we'll kick off as we do. Katie is feverishly typing. Are you trying to put out fires and family values?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Family
that.
values.
Well,
Would you like us to?
Texting the love.
Would you like to finish that first before we go into?
No.
All right.
I don't know what I did this last week. I think I'll tell you.
No idea. She has no clue.
I went over the weekend to. I guess last week my days are.
This is Tuesday.
Yeah, and so gosh, what was it? Thursday? I don't recall. But I went to a puppet show. And
not expecting that. Not expecting that at all.
So
Do we need any more than that right there?
I know. Ding. Puppet shows.
Right.
There's a little puppet theater. So it was for kids. And I took my daughter, and out of an entire room of people, mostly small children, Palmer was the only one that couldn't stay in the little theater. And I was ready to pull my hair out. The girl cannot sit down and shut the fuck up. And she's 2, I get it. But so is every other kid in there. And every other child is in their mother's lap like this. And Palmer is
They're
going
on
up to...
Dramamine. They had all given the children Dramamine.
Yeah.
To the other kids going... She was so funny going up to the first graders. Hello, boys and girls. But she doesn't communicate because she's 2. She just knows things. So she says, hello, boys and girls. And they all kind of laugh. And she goes, what's your name? And they said, Sally, what's your name? And she goes, what's your name? Jody, what's your name? What's your name? Johnny, what's your name? And it was just really funny. But then the show started.
We're going into remedial classes with this child at this point. I'm not sure.
I know. And then the show starts and it's Little Rabbits. And she just only has, I mean, I'm loud, but she has one volume and it is like overdrive. And so she's going.
And she met Al.
Yeah, well.
And she just is like, she has a lot of energy. She doesn't do well sitting still. So here's where we start, right? So she's like yelling, hi, bunnies. Hey, puppets. Hello, puppets.
What's your name?
Yes. So I'm like, oh my God, we're going to go. So as we're walking out, she's turning around going, bye-bye, puppets. Bye-bye. And I'm like, horrified.
Thank God she said puppets. I mean,
So we were with
so long, fuckers.
That's what I was thinking, too. Well, she's got mommy's mouth.
Thank goodness. Sounds like a sailor or her mommy.
Fantastic.
So we were staying with friends. So we were going out to lunch or the park after. So we had to sit and wait in the lobby. And the only other the person that Palmer hung out with the whole time was the only other person who could not sit still and shut up in the show. No, like a 55-year-old man with Down syndrome. So it was this guy and Palmer.
Yeah.
It was very endearing because
Are we on Cops?
it
Cops.
She keeps running over to him and he's looking at her and she runs back over and he gets out of his wheelchair and she runs away. And it was cute. They were like playing together.
I think
Okay.
that was
Funny.
cute.
But here I'm like freaked out the whole time that my daughter has ADHD. She's only 2, but I'm
You
like,
have
No,
ADHD.
no,
Why
she
are you
does not have
concerned?
ADHD.
She's an active
she's
kid.
2. Yeah.
She's your daughter.
Well,
Yeah.
I was in tears because I'm neurotic and psychotic. And so I'm sitting there in like
And
literally.
it's a diagnosis. I mean, really.
I
She,
know.
you know.
I know.
And
And
pass it down. I
I
get
was
it.
crying and I was like, oh God, what happened to my child? My mom and poor Kelly are like, you're what's going to happen to her. You're going to fuck this kid up before anybody else gets to her. It's going to be you. And
Well, at
so,
least you know that.
I know.
Right.
So we go to the park and she was great. Then we tried to take her to the Elmo. We had already purchased the tickets a long time ago for Elmo Live. Same thing. She's running up and down the aisles. We led to leave there. It's been long. I've been working a lot. This is long.
I don't
Long
think
week.
you've got to remind me to not ever go to a show with you.
Yeah, no, please
And
do-
that-
yeah.
Yeah.
Guess who else isn't going to go to a show with us? Us. Yeah, we're done. We're done. Done with shows.
Well, you tried.
Yeah,
And I missed the very beginning. What was the show? What was the puppet show?
Oh, it was something also that was horrible. It
Bunnies
was
and rabbits.
Yeah, it was Bunny Thanksgiving Bunny Halloween, and it was so clear that they took the Easter bunny and just put a fucking hat on him, like a orange hat. It was cheesy from the get go.
Okay, so we didn't miss anything.
No.
So is
Nobody
this
missed
low
anything.
budget daycare that you're taking this child to? I don't
Yes.
understand.
Just about. I don't even want to say the name of the theater because I want them to be successful, but it's downtown.
Got it.
It's a
Okay.
Phoenix and it's a puppet theater.
All right.
It's great, apparently.
So that's your only real memory of this past week.
It
That's
really
all right.
is. It's kind of sad.
Okay, that's all. It's all right.
Well, something
Yeah,
that
well,
traumatizing.
It
right?
was. It was.
No, Marnie.
Yeah.
I know you went to the San Fran.
Went to San Fran.
And you did a little ceremonious thing.
Yes.
With Brandon.
Well,
that
we call them Brandon, actually,
oh.
because they get so fucking confusing,
Okay.
the 2 of them. But
So it's
Braun and
Brandon.
Oh, it is
Oh, Braun
Brandon.
and
Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brandon, that's good.
Brandon. The Brandons.
got it.
It was really wonderful. We got there. If anybody chooses to fly Allegiant Airlines ever in their lives, you're fucking morons.
So this is your second time doing this?
Because I got a voucher. Nothing is free.
Oh, she got a-
Nothing is free.
The price you pay is the hell
price
you went through.
pay is the hell.
Got it.
I had to walk up through the ass end of an airplane and walk out of the ass end of an airplane.
At least it was an airplane.
Well, there's that. I didn't
Yeah, I
have
was
to
just
hold
gonna say,
chickens and pedal, but other
Fly
than
from
that,
Buffalo to Pittsburgh. You'll get used to that.
Wow.
no. So anyway, just
Okay.
don't. Take my word.
And that's the one that's way out at Mesa Gateway, right? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's how you got to wherever you went to with
Missouri.
Yeah, with
But that
Jason,
because
right?
it was delayed or rescheduled
Oh, they
24
gave
or
you
whatever
a
hours.
voucher.
Do they use air quotes when they do that? It's delayed.
Well, and for your convenience is really what the air quotes are all about.
Sure.
It's convenient to get a voucher that you have to sit on hold for 58 minutes because you can't do it online. Just all of it.
And I'm not sure if ATA Airlines is still in business or if they got bought out by somebody else, but ATA used to have that cheap flight to New York, and then I think they were the ones that crashed in the Everglades.
Oh.
In Everglades in Florida, and then they changed their names like ATA. I can't remember.
Allegiant.
Yeah. Oh
But,
shit. Well,
but ATA, so flying into New York, and we land at Midway. It was one of those airlines that use Midway.
Okay.
And the plane landed like this.
Oh, no.
And then we just dropped the other wing. And we made it down, and it was a horrifying experience. And then we
Sure.
sat in the little tiny Midway, but now they've remodeled Midway, so it's not quite so bad now. But we're sitting in Midway, and we're hearing about the delays that are coming because of the the terrible weather in New York.
Okay.
So what they've done is they've left us in the terminal watching CNN weather, where they're like,
no.
it's the most beautiful day in New York history. So I'm like, if you're going to keep selling that terrible weather in New York
Shut
story,
this off.
you should turn off the TV.
oh yeah.
And they're
Get the remote.
And they're like, yeah, we're having a little bit of engine problem.
Put on Nick at Night.
Yeah, it's something.
Dumbass.
It was the funniest
That's
thing.
funny.
Most beautiful day in New York in Central Park ever. And we're like, change your story quickly.
It just
Or
cleared
change
up.
the
Yeah.
station.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just cleared up real fast.
It's a miracle.
We went into San Francisco on Tuesday. Erin and I were able to go in. The wedding wasn't until Wednesday, and we just got to go around. She was very sweet. She called it her the first time that you saw Glee. Apparently, the show came on. I don't totally remember this, but the show came on, and they give you they sucked you in.
Oh,
Then didn't do anything again for months.
Oh yeah,
And-
it
right?
premiered in May, and then but it really didn't start till September. They
Right.
did a little teaser
Yeah.
at the end of Idol,
Right. And
and by teaser I mean a whole hour episode.
Right. And she was like, that's what the San Francisco trip has been like. And so it was kind of because we just didn't have time. You
Right.
can't take in that city in.
You need to go back over and over and over. And
Oh yeah,
really do
you could walk in
things.
like a Costco,
You could-
but the problem is you have to stop every aisle and see something.
Well, and we were in Napa, so we're like an
Auto
hour
parts?
and some. Nope.
Yo,
Oh,
An
Pep
hour
poison.
and some somewhere outside of the city.
I
So-
never remember either. I
Yeah.
think it's. I want to say
No.
south.
See, and I want to say north.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Get turned around. But is Sacramento south? It is, isn't it? feel
No,
like it.
Sacramento is actually further north.
Fuck it. Done. I have no idea.
Oh yeah, it is north. I was
Geographically,
confused as well because I thought San Francisco was as high as you got.
Oh
I
no!
thought
It
so,
turns
too.
out
Not
there's
right.
a whole nother fucking state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 8 more hours of Highway 5 to
crazy.
go.
I get so
geez.
confused.
Shasta
But
Lake and all that beautifulness.
Wednesday was very cool. They had you sign in. I had to sign this affidavit and swear in and be
wow.
sworn in for the state of California as the.
God, you
De-
are super official.
I'm a rock star.
Yeah.
Just for
Yeah, wow.
just for that day for that marriage because they made it real clear that you can't marry anyone else. Because I was going to run out and do that, but
Say I do. What did you
I know,
say?
right? Just say I do.
Just say I do. Say
tonight
it
on the
now.
news, an Arizona woman goes rampant in the Greater
There
Valley.
is everyone in San Francisco.
Gay marriage is legal. Running
Yeah.
around. Anyway, so it was very funny. You had to go in there and she said, make sure everything is right, and if you write it down incorrectly, then it's another 22. I mean, there was all this. It was kind of chaos. Do this now, take a number. Come back, do that now. Here's another form. Take a number.
It's like the
Now
court
do that.
downtown.
It is, and it was okay, you're making me a little crazy. And then she had me very nervous, this woman, and so it said, now read through this and make sure everything is correct. And the first thing it said is, I, Jennifer Wong. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, but I get it. That's you. Me.
Oh, okay.
And so I kind of read through, and then it's her swearing
You
that
in?
I'm something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that I read my little oath very wrong.
Okay.
Because I think I read the same line 3 times because I was real nervous.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're
They're
not.
like,
You're
put up your, raise your right hand. I'm like, okay.
right hand.
Other
Thank you.
hand.
Other right.
You know.
My right or your right?
Come on,
Stage right,
Jennifer Wong,
stage
work
left.
with me here.
But all in all, now you're a Shriner.
Yes.
Okay, good.
The whole day
The
they're
little
like,
hat.
you can't say the word God, and you can't
Oh.
refer to God. Like, it was a huge
Wait.
deal. Like, huge.
Who
Like, they
said
had
you
that-
can't say the word God?
The state of California.
Brandon?
No. The state says that if you're coming in, you cannot
Because it's not a religious ceremony.
Right. And I believe even if you're, because it was a deputy marriage commissioner for the day. And DEPMARCOM, as I wrote down my
Yeah.
title, of course.
Sure.
And sounded very Star Trek-y. So I
It
kind of went
does.
with that.
I feel like you should have a laser.
DEPMARCOM.
Beam me up.
You can beam me up.
Thank
Patty.
you.
Right.
Talk of your watch.
This is your DEPMARCOM here. Please, everyone be seated. The groom's will be walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
DEPMARCOM. Out.
That's fantastic.
I do.
That was good.
I do.
Now, what was that again? Spell. I need those initials. What is it?
It's DEP, D-E-P, deputy, for marriage, M-A-R-R,
Detmar.
C-O-M-M.
Got it.
The
Commissioner.
I've just chosen the name of the show.
I'm the DEPMARCOM.
Now that's what you became through this.
That's my title.
Detmarcom.
okay.
DEPMARCOM. The Rev Rye, DEPMARCOM.
She's now the former Detmarcom.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because it was just for that.
So FMR.
You're a former. You're a wuzzy.
Right.
Yeah.
You're a wuzzy.
I don't know that I like that one. Anyway, but it was very fun. It was in City Hall, so they got to pick where they wanted to get married. The fun part of that was that they were like, "Oh, the lighting's really good over there," and it was. Not for me. That didn't really matter, I don't think, except for I was like this.
Oh, so bright.
The light was coming
They're
straight through the
they're
window.
not young enough to think that bright light is good lighting.
No.
I was like, "Oh God, this is painful," and I couldn't wear my glasses. So
Sorry, Bron, I love you, but
Yeah.
I've known you long enough
You
to know
want
that.
like some
the sunlight.
dim sunlight
Yeah.
Sun was at
sifting
the back
through the
of their
window.
heads, though.
Oh, all right. I'll
Yeah.
believe that backlighting is a good thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not the front lighting. and-
No.
and a lot of squinting. So
Shame you can't all face the same
I
light.
know.
So now, forgive my ignorance
Please.
of San Fran. So you said you were in City Hall. So you are in
Harvey Milk.
Harvey Milk. Thank you. That's what I was trying to verify. So you were
Yeah.
there. Cool.
and
That's
it
very
was
cool.
it was really really neat. And we couldn't figure out. They didn't know where they wanted to go because it couldn't be in the main hall. It had to be somewhere around the city hall. And I wanted, it's not my wedding, no, and I had to come to terms with that.
So when is that scheduled for?
I'm not sure, but it's going to be by the Harvey Milk statue. By God, it's going to be up there. But they have the bust of Harvey Milk, and I thought that would be cool. I'm like, because it's kind of off the beat, and apparently there was not enough sunlight over there.
Okay.
Oh, the gays and their
The
lighting.
gays, and then we went up to Napa Valley, and we had a
Oh,
wine
that's right.
tasting.
Yeah. Saw your
and-
pics up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
it was very cool.
Oh, that's
It was
very
We were in
nice.
Sausalito. We went there for after a lunch, and then we went up.
Sausalito is
to,
lovely.
Oh, it's
remember that song
beautiful.
Sausalito Summer Nights?
Nope.
No.
I do.
Okay. Of course
But
you do.
it was beautiful there, and the weather fabulous. Can't wait
Yeah,
to go back.
you just cross that little bridge and it's nicer.
It like a lot.
It's like night and day.
Where you're looking up and you're thinking, no, that's not one house. Yep,
Yep,
it is.
that's a house.
And it's amazing the real estate that's there.
Gorgeous.
Just amazing. Yeah.
Very cool.
So it was very fun, and Bron and Brandon took off for their honeymoon. For them, it was really the legal aspect.
Yeah,
of it. They've been married for
reaffirmation.
three, right?
Right.
They've been
Yeah,
married
because
for
they've already
3
been
years.
married, right? So they went on a honeymoon.
Yeah,
and where did they go?
To Orlando. There, Bron is Mickey Mouse Club, like everything Mickey.
Yeah.
Right.
And Disney. So
Yeah.
they're there. And
That's fun.
yeah, they're there for the week.
Did you also use the lyrics to the beginning of "Let's Go Crazy"?
Well, I started to.
Okay.
And then I said, "Is this how you want me to open this?" You know, and because that's how I started their last wedding.
Oh, okay.
And no, we
Okay.
we
A little more
put
serious
that to the
this
side.
time.
It was
Got
a little bit more serious. So it was very fun and a lot smaller. A lot smaller than it was because again, it was more of a formality for them, but
Right.
pretty cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
really
and seeing
cool.
all the couples coming in there was really neat. Yeah, it was very
That's cool.
Yeah,
Did it give you the itch? You want to get married?
the marriage.
You have
itch?
cramps?
Jesus.
Well, after going to the bathroom,
Seeing
in
all
there.
those gay couples.
Tonight on the show, Katie puts Marnie on the spot.
Yeah.
No, we've definitely talked about it. But
Yeah.
it's
Because
not
like
legal.
I don't really think about it until I'm watching other gay weddings, and then I'm like, oh, I want that.
We-
and if
you
I was
know,
in a courthouse
yeah.
surrougght by gay weddings, I might like
Have
just
an
do it
impulse-
right
you have
then.
an
You should
impulse
just say
buy.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to
Impulse
be
buy.
honest with you.
I'll take you. Yes.
I have to be honest with you.
I'll
It wouldn't
take you.
be there.
You'll do.
It wouldn't be there. But it was very interesting because they give you're married when you just sign the certificate.
Yeah.
So they had already, and I've never paid attention to that before. Like, so the
I don't either. I don't really know how it
certificate
works.
is signed, and they were talking about now where do we go get
So
married? and
ceremony
asking-
means nothing.
Nothing.
No.
They
In,
want
in the
your
le- in the
money.
in the legal in the
They
legal
want your
realm.
money in the legal realm.
Got it.
They
So
want your money.
You have once you sign, it's like buying a house.
And that's all
Once
that
you
matters
sign-
is the marriage license
Absolutely.
for anybody.
Okay.
Is you have to sign the
didn't-
license.
Get the witnesses.
And that's
Yep.
that's what
That's right.
those people really are witnesses. It's like the witness to your will or the
Sure.
witness to any other legal document. You need
Yep.
a legal witness.
Oh yeah, when we did our
Absolutely.
wills
Funny, I
with
didn't
our
realize that.
attorney, some like random guy came and
Yeah.
the attorney's like, I
you don't
pay
bring
him.
bridesmaids to your will.
No, right, sure. But it was just so interesting that the random guy was there, and the attorney was like, "Oh yeah, I pay this guy." Like keeps him on a very small retainer,
Yeah.
so that he has to just like show up when she's like, "Hey, we
Because
got some signings today."
He can't be your caregiver.
No,
he can't be a
right.
relative.
This like total
can't be a
stranger
beneficiary.
just
Yeah.
comes
Can't
At
be
some
and
point,
anyone.
does he just yell, "Can I get a witness?" And all of a sudden, he just,
Hallelujah.
he would have been way more fun.
the
if
guy
he did.
walks in.
Well, and it blows my mind that all states are not clamoring to get the gays because clearly, if it's about the money,
It's the money. Hello.
and because Braun and Brandon, I'm not trying to. I don't want to share like heroes funding, but I mean, it cost X amount to walk through the door. And then it cost X amount to get the license and X amount to set up an appointment
And I'm going
for
to-
It's like
someone
a
to
gun
marry
permit.
them.
Now,
that-
might I also ask and assume it's the
Now
same.
they're poor. They live in a shanty.
No. That's not my question. No, my question
Damn.
is, my guess is it is the nominal amount, whatever it is.
Yep.
If it's $10 or if it's $1 million, it's the same.
Yep.
There is no variation between the gay or straight
Oh,
weddings.
absolutely not.
It's
No, yeah.
It's the certificate
You're
fee
right.
is the same for everybody.
You're
Got it,
absolutely
okay.
right.
I just wanted to make sure there wasn't
Yeah.
some little, they were
Jacking up the
hiking-
price.
Right.
Well, I mean, they could charge a little bit more for the gays because they look so good compared to everybody else. But
Xanax
from
for
that-
gay
Wow.
summer weddings.
right,
It's my
exactly,
favorite.
exactly.
Oh,
So, but it
DEPMARCOM,
really-
you are really crazy out there.
I'm right there. So, but it was very funny the whole signing in of everything and
It's
having
probably
to swear.
cool. Yeah,
it
very
was very
official.
cool to be a part of it. But they're like, you can't go and marry anyone, and you can't take money from them, and you can't. I mean, there were a litany of things that you can't do. So,
But it's done.
it's done.
Very cool.
It's done, and it was very fun.
And then now, how long have they really been together?
They have been together since Super Bowl Sunday, 4 years.
Wow, that
4
is
years.
really good.
I know it was because I actually put this in the thing. It was New Orleans Saints. Fuck.
Were we at
And
Plasma?
Something. No, it was the following year.
Okay.
That they met.
Got it.
So that would have been 5 years ago.
Okay.
Coming up.
Because I remember being at Plasma with them. For some reason, there was a game on and I was there in attendance.
It
I
was
don't know
the
why.
Cardinals when they were in the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's it. All right.
Right. And Brandon, I said something to him, and he said, "Oh, it's been 4 years." Or Aaron asked him, "It's been 4 years coming up, or it's been 4 years. It'll be 5." And I'm thinking, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And then and he wasn't there, so I was real confused. And
He was wrong.
I sent a text to Braun. He's like, "Yeah, he's never right about that."
Okay.
Good to know. Good to know. So
It's
it
hard.
was very fun, and they will be here for Thanksgiving. They're coming down for Thanksgiving.
nice. No, very
cool. Fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Before we move on to Al and catch up with him, I'd also like to welcome Costa Rica
Hey,
in the listenership out there.
Dog.
Very nice. Alfie, you posted a cryptic yet informative message on the Facebook this past week about making peace with the stone cold fortress of whatever you call your house.
Oh yeah, my fucking house. I'm staying. Well, I had a very nice breakup with the realtor, and we parted ways amicably and said, I'm not leaving without this amount of money. The hostage negotiations failed, and then it was instantly the coldest day. And I mean, the TV news made it sound like.
It was flurries.
Like there was,
Armageddon.
Right.
like seriously, like go get canned goods.
Which I'm doing, by the way.
Yeah, but I
right.
had to laugh because I forget that the cinder block house with the all tile floors and the
It's
beautiful
chilly.
brick and embellishments is so goddamn cold.
In the summer, real hot.
No, it's
No,
it's
he
not,
does
but-
good in the summer.
I
Oh,
do
okay.
good. Yeah,
Nice
it's
in the
just
summer.
winter,
Yeah.
and all you have to do is have one night at 60 degrees, and that house could
It's
keep
never going to warm up.
white
No.
wine
It's
chilled
done.
perfectly.
An igloo. Love it.
And I had to
love it.
laugh because I got home from work and I'm like, there's a bit of a nip in the air. And then I like laid on the couch to watch some TV before I fell asleep, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm getting a little nipply here with my one Afghan. Right. So I went and I changed my pajama shorts into pajama slacks.
As it were. His Sansa
Yeah. And then the hooded sweatshirt came on, and then I had the hood up, and I was like,
and then the earmuffs
I'm like,
came
okay.
out.
So then I was like, all right, because I was thinking about going to turn the heat on for a second.
Sure.
Because it's
You had to
legitimately
get the chill out.
cold in that
Yeah.
fucking house. And I'm like, okay, the thermometer says it's 73 degrees in here, but it feels like 41. A dry, cold 41. So I set my heat just to 74. I just wanted 1 degree just to have some warm air blow through it, and I fell right asleep. Like I was like, oh, sweet release. Like the nipples went down to like,
Right.
they were only
hammer
reaching
mask.
halfway across the room now. It
weren't
was
hitting the
so
windows.
funny. And when Ryan lived with me, because nobody believes me, but Ryan lives with me, and Ryan is one of those people like him that's always warm. That's always like, and Jason Carlton. Constantly, everything's too hot. I can't believe you have a shirt on. And Ryan would come out with like mittens on and be like, what the fuck is up with this house? And I'm like, I don't know.
It is
So
what he
I-
is, Ice Palace.
I called it Stone Cold Palace.
Stone Cold Palace.
But-
That's it.
And then we were calling it the Valley Forge of the West.
That post was very funny.
It totally was.
Crossing of
Yeah.
We reenact the crossing of the Delaware every morning at 8.
Puts on the wig.
Dark Thursdays, exactly. Fife and drum
Stan.
corps shows up.
I just like when he posts stuff like that that's sort of cryptic. People will run into me. What is Al doing?
Is he on drugs?
Yeah, exactly. Nope, he's just
Nope.
fucking cold.
Nope, just Al. Yeah, I love it.
All I said, his real estate contract expired.
Right.
Really? That's what that means? Yep, that's what that means.
Yeah, that's what that means.
So are you
and
good
it was
with
a
that,
cold.
though?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I had made my peace with it October 1st.
Sure.
I had just decided. So the construction's going on next door, and it was a particularly awful week for that.
How is Ray and Jesus or
yeah.
It's
Ralph?
Ralph and Jesus.
Ralph.
We learned it's
I got
Ralph.
the R.
I
got
really
the
thought
R.
it was
No,
Ray.
but because
close.
I
I
told
thought
you
it
we would
was
both say
Ray.
Ray to each other because he thought my
That's
name
right.
was Ray and I thought his name was Ray.
That's right.
So we would just shout out Ray when we saw each other, like Ray. He's just as bad at names as I am. Thank God he's not the guy
Thank
that's
goodness,
selling
right.
anything. He's just the contractor. But they've been very friendly, and they come over and apologize every day. And the one day, because last week was a day with that I had to put on the headphones because my house was it was vibrating. And then they came over and they're like, it's going to be horrible today. We just want to let you know. But I woke up and Doug went and looked at the house. He went to take a look at it to see if it was within his price range. They rebuilt the whole west wall, put in the bedroom windows, the bathroom window, the new front window. They laid the floor. I mean, that thing is fucking built.
So they're
Very
getting,
good.
they're close.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I mean, but they have the frame down. Now they have to go in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because they stripped that fucker down.
Yeah, they did, right.
But they had left everything facing me open. All that was left of the, what would that be? The west side of the house there was no west wall at all.
Just the studs and the-
There was just
Right.
the 6 studs in the roof, and then it was just
Open shell.
open air. It was al fresco, if you will.
Living al fresco.
And they took out the whole floor because the people on the other side of me, when they remodeled, they realized that no one had ever fixed the garage floor. So I was like, "Am I going downhill?" And they're
Right.
like, "Yeah, the house slants to the
little.
back. Their remodel slants at like quite the pitch."
Okay.
So I'm just,
That's insane.
yeah, so it is. So
Like,
they
how could it be that
Oops, yeah.
drastic?
that you
feel
sense
it.
it. So
That's
this was good. So
crazy.
they had to take out like a big chunk of the floor and re-level it. So they're doing the quality work, but it's very nice, but it's very loud. So by the time Sunday morning came, I was so goddamn tired. Put on the
that was
headphones,
what you were,
took
like,
a Benadryl, and
staying up.
I slept. We'll just call it 24 hours and say that's what happened.
Of course we
I mean,
will.
I watched The Walking Dead, and I may have in 4 attempts seen all of Homeland. I'm not sure. And then mostly I just went back to bed. And I
Sure.
woke up at 8 o'clock the next morning like, I haven't showered. I don't know if I've eaten.
Right.
What day is it?
What day is it?
All I know is
know.
I laid down at 8 and here it is 8 again.
I don't know. I don't know if I've eaten. That's new.
I honestly have no idea.
Well, it doesn't matter. You look
You
healthy.
look good.
Yeah, look, I feel rested.
You look good. Good color?
Monday around 6, 7 o'clock, I went to the gym. I'm like, you know what? We might need to like sit up and do something.
Right.
So now I'm with
Enjoy
you.
the
I'm on this
living.
crazy 30-day planking thing.
Oh my God, I've seen that.
Yeah.
It looks fucking
So
hard.
we're on
I
day-
haven't tried it.
We're on day 2 if you want to join in.
Good. Yeah, I'll do it. And we can update
All you
each
have
other
to
on
do
our
is
minutes.
20 seconds.
All she has to do is say yes, and she's in. It's Katie June.
We can do it during one of those breaks.
Yes. Yes.
We don't have to. We're not signed up for that.
One
right?
of the breaks where we're not refilling our wine.
We're not
Yeah,
paid for
exactly.
it.
Because you can drink wine and do it. All you need is a straw.
I just wanted to make sure that this wasn't an all-inclusive
Yeah, I don't have to pitch in.
fucking resort.
All right, Clayton, and you.
I think, before I give my little piece, I don't know if it's Donnie, but Japan has joined.
Hey,
So
hello. And
people
Miss-
listening far and wide.
And Miss Cosette is
Cozy?
listening. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Now, is
Cozy's
Cozy
listening.
back in San Diego?
My understanding is yes. She
Got it.
was supposed to stay, I think, over Saturday for some kind of cool thing.
And now she's back in the
Yeah.
lovely San
It
Diego.
was lovely to see her and,
And
be able to spend time.
I can't type it fast enough because I'm busy watching the election results. But hi to the chat room.
Oh, okay.
Braun was saying that it was so hard. First of all, he was hammered, but to listen that one night because he was trying to listen and be in the chat room, which he hadn't done.
Okay.
Oh, right.
And he said we were drunk and funny. They thought, and so they were putting things in the chat room right after we'd say it. And then they were like, anyway, I don't know what time it is, but because they would just get distracted. They were hammered.
Are they
Yeah.
sure they were
And-
listening to a live show?
They were.
Oh, yeah,
Because
they
it
were, they
doesn't-
were.
There's a
There's a delay, about a
delay.
60-second delay.
for them. It was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, in their drunken stupor.
Oh, gotcha.
So it was very funny. He's like, so we'd put stuff down and we thought it was really funny, and then you guys didn't know what the hell we were talking
I
about.
must have missed that. That's all
yeah,
right.
it was very funny.
Well, the
though,
one
but-
time we were responding back to them, but I could tell they were on some kind of a delay.
Okay.
There was
Well,
Alcohol.
Be it libation or otherwise.
and
call.
who knows what side that was on? Who can say?
So-
Tyler found us in the right hour because remember Tyler's the one that last year at this time.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one that did that. There is no such thing as Pacific time. We are Arizona time
Welcome,
constantly.
Always. I
Tyler.
love it.
Always
Welcome.
Arizona
Hello.
time. It's on your VCR. It's on your
That's right.
Mac computer. It's on your
phone.
phone.
Everything.
So
yeah.
many
Even our
devices.
computers at work have. We are our own time zone.
Yes.
Stop putting Pacific time. We are
No,
Arizona
we're Arizona.
time.
Exactly. In fact, there's a little box you can click on that says
It usually
Arizona,
does.
and it changes everything.
And I love
Everything.
that. Yeah.
Well,
I won't buy into that we're on mountain time bullshit.
just hours after last week's show ended, and Marnie, I realized you were not here. I boarded an aircraft and flew to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly, I had a client with an issue that we could not resolve. Come to find out, there was a complete hardware failure. So I packed up 40 pounds of computer crap. I hadn't flown in a long time, so that was interesting to.
When was the last time you flew? Was it to Minnesota?
I would
couldn't remember it,
I would
yeah.
venture to guess that's probably
Okay.
right. So how long ago was that, Marn?
2010, September.
Okay.
Begin October.
So a
2010.
few years ago,
Yeah.
and it's a little different now than it was because when I got on the plane here, the guy was like, "Oh, don't take anything out of your bag. You're fine. Don't even take your shoes off. Just go. Just get in the thing. You're good." But in LA coming back, it was very different. They wanted everything taken apart and everything done differently.
How did you get out of not? I fly out of Phoenix constantly, and I have never kept my shoes on.
Right.
They were
once.
they just
It's a little
shuttled
bit
me through.
different in Phoenix now. I've gotten some. It's become a lot easier for me because now I'm traveling with a toddler, and it's the same way. I'm like surprised at how easy they're just like, go on through.
But
Did
what-
you have a toddler?
No, did not. But what
Did he look like it?
pocket
Matt
gay,
Little was
yeah.
still
But
here.
what does bug me is the fact is that I would feel that there should be more consistency. I think no matter what New York or Chicago or LA are doing, I think every other fucking airport should do the same thing. So
Right.
that there is just a consistency. So do you take off your shoes? Do you not? Let's just streamline this
Just
shit.
do it.
So I go to LA. I do what I have to do now. Just as a happenstance, it's the night before Halloween. Well, West Hollywood was just crawling with everybody. They're
Oh,
partying,
yeah,
they're doing the thing, and I didn't realize that they block off all of Santa Monica for a big 6-block long block party for Halloween. So they were getting ready for that. Everybody was partying, so on and so on. So then the next day, I jump up, I go back, I return the rental car, which was a lovely vehicle. I had a good time with that. But when I get back to the airport, everything goes slick. Blah, blah, blah. I'm waiting for my plane. I experienced for the first time ever a flash mob at an airport.
Stop it.
That's so
A
cool.
thriller.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
All of a sudden, I had my headphones in. All of a sudden, I'm hearing a saxophone.
Sure.
And I look up and I see some guy dressed as like a zombie.
Yeah.
He's playing a sax, and there's a group of people, and then all of a sudden it goes from the Addams Family to something else, and then they go into a full thriller. in the airport, which was just
That's
very cool. And
cool.
people all watching and filming. And
Oh, that
it was
is
very,
fun.
that was neat
I
to
love
see
that.
Wait, and this was at LAX?
LAX Terminal
this
1. Stand by,
pre-
stand by, stand
Okay.
by. It's
Yeah.
coming.
Okay.
Wait for it. Wait,
Wait
for
for
it.
it.
Hold on.
So then I get here, get home, blah, blah, blah. Not everybody realized I was back in Phoenix.
Oh.
And then the next day happened where the dumbass goes in
Yep.
Terminal 3 of
God,
LAX
how
and starts
awful.
shooting people. So I escaped all that. That wasn't part of my deal.
Sure.
But I was glad to have been out of it.
Did you get my text?
I did get your
Yeah.
text, and then I forgot to respond to you.
No, it's okay. Seidel sent me a text and said, all it says is, I am so glad that Clayton flew out yesterday. And I'm like, okay.
What?
Okay.
Right.
And so I respond to her and I said, me too. Should I be watching the news? She's like, yeah, turn it on. So I click on the news and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, thank goodness.
Well,
I did.
I got the little blurb that said, James Franco and someone else talk about shooting at LAX. I'm like, why do we need to hear that they're filming a movie in LAX? Who gives a
No.
shit?
Sure.
Like, don't tweet about it. Just let us watch the movie when it comes out.
Sure.
So later that day, I get to
I
work and
love that you automatically go
Yeah.
film. That's great.
well, I mean, it's movie stars shooting at an
Right,
airport.
right.
What
Yeah,
else you
in
gonna
LA.
do?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So they said they shot somebody. I'm like, oh, now we're using the verb differently.
Clearly, this is not anything about a movie.
So
Yeah.
so that happened. I got home. That was all well and good. But the other thing that happened, oh my God, more people from the United States are listening.
Hey, United
guys.
States.
We're,
Damn it.
we're blowing up tonight. It's
Yes.
everywhere. By all
Because we're all
means,
back.
join us in the chat room. Let us know where you're listening from. If you have any questions, we'll try to answer
And what'd
them.
you think about the Philadelphia airport?
Yeah. The other thing that Mom and I did yesterday, she sent me a text and she said, hey, let's go get our eyes examined this week because she needed up her prescription. And I haven't had an eye exam in probably 30 years. Yeah. And I didn't really expect much, but if something popped up, I wasn't going to be surprised.
Sure.
I'm 44 because I use my real age. Anyway, Mom got her prescription, much better, popped in new contacts, instantly sees better.
Sure.
I am at the age I have to do, and I'm not surprised.
Some readers.
Some readers, yeah.
Well, you do so
Night-
much on the computer
Right.
that I can't
My
imagine you wouldn't.
And what I hadn't been, I don't know.
it screws with your
Has
eyes.
anybody
Oh, yeah.
been in an eye exam in the past? I don't know how long.
Oh my God,
This
I'm
that's
in,
technology,
total, I'm in total denial. Once the LASIK
in the last
healed,
10 years, I have.
the technology
Oh,
is
you've had
insane.
Yeah.
You go through these little the machines that do your calculation of what your correction is. Then he puts an apparatus that has built-in lenses, and he corrects your vision while you're sitting there, and shows you what it should be and what it is now. It's astounding the difference.
Wow.
It really was crazy. So I have a little prescription. I'm going to go to Mom's and pick out
Good.
frames, and then I'll have little readers.
Good.
Well, I forget what progressive trifocals
Oh my God,
actually.
that's so
Okay.
cute.
Yeah.
They're gonna look
You're
good.
gonna look good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the thing.
I'm in
You're gonna look good in
complete
them.
denial about this because
Yeah.
we
It's
did.
$55 at
Why?
Costco. Go with me. I'll take you.
All right, but I'm not.
So not an insurance-y thing. Not
No,
just
55 bucks.
That's
Now,
such a good-
the
yeah.
glasses are going to cost me about $100.
yeah.
But
not
but
as bad
nobody.
as what I thought.
My entire exam was $55, and my eyes are healthy as hell. I just need a slight, and he said it was a slight
Sure.
correction.
And mine is that now that I'm reading on the iPad,
Yeah.
you know, it's backlit.
Yep.
It's like looking at the sun.
Yep.
So I went to read a real book
And
a
you
couple
couldn't-
weeks
couldn't
ago
see it.
at night in my bed. Now remember, my bedroom does not let in any sunlight for any reason. It's been designed this way. I have a black lampshade over the lamp. So I'm like, what the fuck does this say?
It's a real book.
It's a blank page. So, flash forward a couple weeks, and we have to go in and sign up for next year's health care. But you don't just get automatically approved. You have to make all your choices now because of the Affordable Care Act. So I get to the part about continuing my vision plan, and I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm denying what I can and can't see for at least 12 more months.
Right.
Next year, I'll sign up for vision again. 'Cause
Right.
I've been
My
paying-
eyes are great.
You
Well,
need to get that
obviously,
checked.
I couldn't even see it because I we had to redo ours, and
No.
I have vision on there.
It
and
was
I can
astounding.
read,
my
I can
boss,
read
I'm like,
every
what?
word on that bottle. I can read signs from 30 feet away. If you dim the lights even
Yeah.
slightly and
I'm
make
with
me read a
Al.
menu at a restaurant, fuck you.
Well, or if
I'll
you
have
just-
the chicken.
Any
Which
way you
chicken,
wanna
sir?
prepare
Just
it,
however
yeah,
the chef
yeah.
likes.
I
Just
was-
bring me
First
up.
one.
I was really taken aback when there was another thing he put in front of me that was like for the reading distance. And he says, okay, and these things that are in front of your face are two mechanical.
Are you talking like that?
Yes, and exactly changes
Yeah.
lenses. So he goes, okay.
pretty cool.
He said, so this is at reading distance without correction, and I couldn't see any of it.
Wow.
And then he goes, and
See,
this
I
is
can
with
read the
correction.
small print
and
on
boom,
here, so I'm good.
It all came in, and I couldn't believe how crystal clear it was.
Yeah.
So I'm
But if
excited
you
about
dim
that.
these lights and hand me the same bottle, I'll hit you with it.
If he can find you.
So
there's
that's
that.
no, and that's what I tell people. I'm like, I don't need glasses. I need a pith helmet. Like I need like a miner's hat with a light
Just go
on
to the
it.
they're
if
at
you
the
hand
running
me-
store. Just get a little thing, and you can really just it's
That's true.
A
it's
fashionable
very
headband.
small,
That can be
yes.
LaToya Jackson.
Totally.
If you just put something in front of me, I'm like, wait a minute, what? You
Okay,
know,
so I'm not
and then
there
I kind of,
yet.
I have to adjust.
I'm quite a bit younger than all
I
the
love
rest of the
slight
people.
trifles.
Careful, bitch.
Wait,
Careful.
what do we call people like that?
Cunt. The first one of the night.
But when I was in 7th grade,
I thought
Jesus.
it. So I have to, before she typed it, I thought.
when I was in
I was already
7th
working
grade,
at Winks when you were in 7th grade.
no, I really,
Yeah.
really thought glasses were like cool.
Sure.
So I come home from school.
There's always people like you in the world.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I'm one of
so
them.
I came home from school and I was like, oh my god, it's crazy, but I cannot see the board anymore. Now I've never had vision problems, and I've always been a great student, and I've never had any, like it's never been like impeding my education. And I told my parents, I mean, something's really seriously wrong, and this is, remember, I paid my copay. So my parents are like, Katie, we need to really talk about this. I need you to go to school for the next couple weeks and really monitor. Every day I'd come home and I'd be like, I can't see the board. Get real. You're in 6th grade. You have perfect eyesight. So I go to my mom's reluctantly schedules me an eye exam, and we go in, and my eyes were fine.
Yeah.
Side note. So
Yeah,
I
we already.
squinted.
I'm already
I got
reading
that
into
part of
this
the story,
story.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So but I needed something to be wrong. So I couldn't, because I wanted some fucking glasses.
Yeah.
So I couldn't go in and just have perfect vision. So I just start making shit up. And I'm like, I don't know. I can't see that. This, yes. And I'm totally making up my answers. And the doctor's like, I'm
Is it
going
like
to have
that-
you sit in the waiting room and just talk to your mom just for a little bit. So
We're gonna need her to see a
Because she
therapist.
answered shit that could never be the right
Like,
answer ever.
totally wrong. And so my mom comes out and I'm like, I mean, it looks, guess I need glasses, right? And my mom's like, honey, did you answer your questions honestly? And then I got pissed, right? I'm
Right.
like defensive and like, how dare you? Yes, I did. And she's like, because the doctor said that everything you answered was completely opposite of the last question. And I said, it's my eyes. I don't know. They just
I'm
must
going
be
blind.
they just
My
must be
eyes are answering.
really fucked up. So naturally, I fight
my
my mom
God.
until she buys me the stupid pair
And
of
takes you to
glasses.
counseling.
And I
Right.
wear them to school the next day. They were annoying after 1 week,
She
and
ran into
I
shit a
Never
lot.
saw them again.
never pulled them out again. My parents used to ask me then afterwards, naturally, knowing what was
yeah.
going on. What's going on with your glasses? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's just I lost them.
Did
My
you
eyes
run
are
into
doing
anything?
better.
'Cause
Yeah.
that would have been funny.
So and when because I had to get glasses, and then my eyes got worse like fast. And but there was my friend Gina who lives in New York. So funny. She waited because she didn't want glasses because contacts were still like pricey and
Sure.
special, and I had to wait till for my 16th Christmas when I was 15 or 16. I finally got contacts. We finally justified it because my eyes were so bad and the glasses really did look ridiculous. That even my mom was making fun of me that I looked like Margaret Thatcher. But my friend Gina
see
would
those
sit
pictures.
next to me,
Poor
and
thing.
she would sometimes she would borrow my glasses for like half a class to see the board, and then sometimes she would sit there like this to make her because it was too hard to squint. So she would force herself to squint by pulling her eyes back. And finally, the one teacher was like, "Miss Cerise, do you need glasses?" And she's like, "I'm not going." Because clearly,
She literally.
but
is
the
doing
funny
this.
thing is she must wear them sometime. I've still never seen them on her. I don't know if she has contacts, but she's blind as a bat. But she does not have her driver's license. Like to this day, she still doesn't have her driver's license. So I've always wanted to ask her, like, how'd you get around that? You're as fucking blind as a bat thing. But she'd be like, "Can I borrow your glasses for like the first 15 minutes of class? Then you can wear them for the rest." I was like, "Sure."
If you want me to go with you, I'll be happy to. The little doctor.
No, I honestly, I need a light. Mine is not anything about like
Uh-huh.
No, I can read this bottle. I can see everything. But the minute you dim the lights, and we all have that, it's a different
You're
problem.
30
Yeah.
minutes older than me. I'm pretty sure you're going to need a little something.
No, but I've had my eyes corrected.
I was trying to be generous
Oh,
with
no,
that.
no, yeah.
What about
I'm-
night driving? Are you like a night driving glasses kind of guy?
I'm on nowhere glass
He
driving
doesn't
kind of
really
guy.
drive a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
No,
doesn't
I
even wear
know.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
You drove here tonight.
No, I
No, I didn't. His
bike.
bike isn't.
No, that's his car.
Oh, that's my car. It's a long story. We'll
Long
talk
story.
about that later.
Side note.
There was one video that you saw of me when I thought glasses would have been a really great idea.
Yeah, that's when
And,
you were at a party with your mom with a keg in the bathtub.
But there was a lot happening there. There's, there's actually a lot happening in what he just said, but we'll take that in parts. I'm 19, and I think that it's brilliant to wear these red glasses like Sally
Jesse Raphael.
Oh,
Yes.
God, no.
And by the
Naturally.
way, when you see them in the pictures, of course, because I don't sell right through, no lenses.
No lenses. Just a nice frame.
Oh, the buggles.
Just wearing the frames.
That's what the guys. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
that was a big thing to do in the
This big.
80s.
I still do it. What the
Oh,
fuck?
yeah.
Well,
People did that then. I was one of them.
All right, so let me
That's
tell you
awesome.
about let me tell you
Pictures, please.
let me tell you where vanity
I've
and
got
me
them.
being a horrible person come together in one quick story. So before you get LASIK, you're not allowed to wear your LASIK.
LASIK.
Mm-hmm.
LASIK is the drug I give to make people pee.
Yeah.
LASIK. So
At the restaurant.
yeah, the restaurant.
Yeah.
I want you to diarrhea while you're eating. So they told me that you can't wear your contacts for like 7 to 10 days
Okay.
before you get the surgery. And I'm like, how hard and fast are we with the 7 to 10 days? So the doctor gets it down to like 6 hours and 6 minutes to figure out which days I can't go into work. And Fernelli was like, you can miss like 3 shifts. He's like, get real. But I had to break up with my boyfriend.
Oh.
And so I picked a fight with him so that he would never see me with my glasses.
Oh my
Because
God.
My sister's dog had eaten my cute
Oh my
ones,
God.
and I had to go back to my John Denver Margaret
Right.
Thatcher glasses from like 1987. That
Jesus
was, but my sister's dog had
Rocky
obviously
Mountain
eaten my not quite high enough.
Oh,
He hit
not
that.
high
Remember?
enough, yeah.
He died. So then
Still
I had
dead.
to win
Still
him
dead.
back with
Yeah.
all my vision like
And
10 days
charm.
later. And a hell of a blowjob.
There you have it.
That was a hell of a day at sea, sir. There were seamen and airmen and just anything you can imagine.
God. Oh, jeez.
In the name.
It is. Oh, my Lord. It is about a quarter.
Hi, Jeffrey.
We got about 15 minutes left in the first hour, and we're going to have headlights coming back
boy.
in just moments right here on Q Talk America.
You're listening to Q Talk America.
I'm straight.
I'm gay.
I'm bisexual.
And I give a damn about equality.
Want to know why?
Because one hate crime is committed approximately every hour of every day in this country.
Imagine walking down the street and wondering if this is the day you'll get beaten up or even killed simply because of who you are.
Because many gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender teens who come out to their parents are thrown out of their homes.
Imagine confiding in the people you trust most, only to be rejected and tossed out with no place to go.
Because during the past 16 years, over 13,000 men and women have been discharged from the military for being gay.
Imagine being willing to sacrifice your life to protect and defend this country, only to be kicked out of the military because of who you love.
These are just a few of the reasons why we care about equality.
It is time for things to change.
We all have to get involved.
We all have to give a damn.
I give a damn.
Do you?
Join us at wegiveadamn.org to learn more.
This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
All right, here we go with a look at headlines from Marnie and me on this. Well,
Let's say Tuesday.
We'll let the other two people talk too.
Maybe.
On this Tuesday evening in Q Talk land. Well, people are stupid deep in the heart of Texas.
Sometimes costumes are not funny.
You just took one of my headlines.
Sorry.
Woman runs over boyfriend over McDonald's.
Portland school declares PB&J sandwiches racist.
I'm just going to talk for a second until Marnie gets her next headline.
Bullying takes over the Miami Dolphins.
I have that one as well.
Okay.
San Francisco. What? Bat Kid? Batman? Holy bucket. Holy buckets.
That is the first time ever that you come up with a headline that I did at the same time.
I know.
Perfect.
I was like, oh no.
I knew that one was coming, and I knew that Miami bullying was coming.
Yeah, I actually have that one,
got
but
it
he
in
said he
sports.
didn't have enough, so I was like, oh, you have it already. Good.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
I figured we had that covered in like 4 different ways.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
6 ways to Sunday for that. But
Well, I don't know if you all have heard of this, and this made me when I read it, I'm like, you guys you're killing me here. Well, Bill Nye, as we know, he was recently on the
God
Dancing
bless
with the
him.
Stars.
Yeah.
Bill Nye
Well,
the Science
he's
Guy.
the harmless guy known as the Science Guy. Well, He managed to offend a group of people in Waco, Texas at a presentation when he suggested
There was science.
that the moon does not emit light, but instead reflects the light of the sun.
Remember? I told you about those people. We had a whole conversation about those fuckers.
Right. Well, as even the most elementary school students know, the moon reflects the light of the sun and produces no light of its own. But dear God, do not tell that to the good people of Waco, who were, quote, visibly angered by what some perceived as irreverence, according to a story in the Waco Tribune. Nye was in Waco, excuse me, to participate in the McClellan Community College's Distinguished Lecture Series. He gave 2 lectures on such unfunny adult topics like global warming and Mars exploration.
I'm sorry they didn't shoot him during the global warming part.
Right.
And then also one on energy consumption. But nothing got people riled up as when he brought up Genesis 1:16, which reads, quote, God made 2 great lights, the greater light to govern the day and the lesser light to govern the night.
Oh, I didn't know that was in the Bible.
He also made the stars, according to the quote. That's Genesis 1:16. Now, the lesser light, he pointed out, is not a light at all, but a reflector. Well, at that point, several people in the audience stormed out in fury, and one woman yelled back, "We believe in God!"
Oh, my God.
And left with 3 children in tow, thus ensuring that people across America would read about the incident and conclude that all the people in Waco are batshit crazy.
Or wacko.
Which is pretty much
leads to the mispronunciation.
Which is pretty much what we've all suspected anyway. Now, the funny thing is that this story originally appeared in the Waco Tribune and online on their website, but mysteriously the story is no longer online, presumably to avoid further embarrassment to the idiots of Waco.
And you all remember me being so mad at the woman on TV who was like,
just
could not get over the
I
fact.
understand that. Yeah, they believe you can't believe everything you read, and you certainly can't believe everything you hear here. But that's a true story.
I mean,
that one's true.
That one is.
Yes.
That's the level of science denying where this is the level that we're at.
I don't even know what to do.
And
I
she's
literally like,
probably
what do we
in charge
do?
of the 3rd grade science project where they make a volcano erupt because of God. They just pray.
Why does this happen, Miss Jones? God.
God.
Everything.
Yes, everything.
Is
And
God.
I would
if
like,
only you had prayed harder.
I would
Every
li-
time someone dies, and this is horrible, every time someone dies, I just want to tap them on the family member on the shoulder. If only you had prayed harder.
Right.
somebody didn't keep
It's your
a
fault.
chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
Yeah, you were.
It's the gay son.
Yep. Should've prayed harder.
At some point, I would like to talk to the person who actually wrote that "Shine Bright Like a Diamond" bullshit song, because diamonds don't emit light.
Shine bright like a diamond.
I hate that.
I hate that fucking song.
They reflect light, just like the sun.
I'll
or
keep
the
my
moon.
violent comments to myself for
We
tighter
believe in God.
sensibilities.
Got it.
All right.
Marnie, take it away.
I think we should do this one together.
Well, we can.
I think
I
we
only have
should.
what I copied from the interwebs.
The woman's Boston Marathon bombing costume.
Oh, we have 2 separate stories.
Yeah. I went a different
All
way.
right.
We might have 3.
Well, actually,
does that mean a 3-way?
What? Ew.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
DEPMARCOM?
No.
Okay.
DEPMARCOM.
Tell your story, I'll tell mine. Go.
So, all right. This woman decides that she sees the bombing in Boston and says, that would be a good costume. Don't you think so?
Sure.
You don't think it would be? Why wouldn't that be a fun costume?
Why wouldn't it?
People would love it.
But what
gruesome.
now? I
Why
have
you
not
gotta
seen
be
this.
so goddamn judgmental?
What constitutes? Do we have a picture? Are you gonna print?
Yeah.
Oh, you want a visual?
Yeah.
What
For
kind of
once,
show
I'm
is
glad
it?
she killed a tree.
Yeah.
Oh, she went as a victim.
She went as a survivor.
Oh, that's right. She did say that in
And-
the news story.
And that's what she had said when, after being kind of like, lambasted by the media and people on Twitter, she said, "I'm celebrating the survivors of this. I'm not mocking it."
I'm just going to call her a cunt.
Yeah.
Cunt. Give me a little.
And I thought
Big
she went
one.
as the music group Survivor. The Eye of the Tiger.
And they were shooting at LAX.
Yes.
A new movie with James Franco.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So
Wow, that's a cunty move.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Total.
Soup's cunty.
Yeah.
I mean, so people were like, wow, if she has kids, I thought this was interesting. Some of the Twitter stuff.
Okay.
If she has kids, would she put them in a bloodied Sandy Hook shirt?
Yeah.
Oh,
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same concept.
Same song.
Are you kidding?
Same song.
Freak.
He's a Boston Marathon zombie.
Yeah, that's this Bree Ruiz says, someone dressed up as a Boston Marathon bombing victim for Halloween. I'm done with this world.
Yeah.
Like when people just go to that length, you're like, come on. She's 22 years old.
I don't care.
Nope. That's not an excuse.
Right.
I'm going to lead in with this then. Fuck her.
Yeah.
She sat there and said, well, it's not like I went with like my arm off or something. Okay, dumbass.
I'll take your. Can I take your arm
Can
off?
Yeah, let's cut that off.
Because then we'll find out if it's funny. Yeah, same song. When I saw your arm off, non-surgically, just above the elbow, tell me when it's funny.
Yeah, because
let me know.
Not funny.
Yeah, you just raise the other hand when it's funny.
Now, people on the other hand go a little bit overboard when stuff like this happens.
No.
Well, a little bit.
Was Fox News involved in this?
Well, she was also a dumb cunt.
Yeah.
A different time.
Oh, and see, now death threats aren't funny either.
No, death threats aren't funny. And that's the problem. That's where people go a little too far.
Is this the woman who worked at the bank?
I don't know if she worked at a bank. I'll be honest with you. I don't think so. But I don't
Wherever
know.
she worked,
the problem
doesn't work there anymore.
Doesn't work there anymore. She lost her job.
Yeah, I think this is the bank girl.
Yeah, lost her job.
Yeah.
But she went into this and she's like, well, it's not like I did anything really wrong. And I don't know why everyone's having such a hard time. Shut up. You're 22.
Shut up.
Just shut up. You did the wrong thing. Just take accountability and say,
own it,
well,
move
that
on.
was kind of a fucked up decision. And she does. But people were threatening her. She was smart enough. Do you remember when Aaron posted...
don't fuck with Boston.
No, please don't.
No.
Please. Boston Strong is going to kick your ass.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's actually a really good point. Where
they're
did she
only
live
half
again?
kidding.
They're going to take your temperature in a special way.
God, you know what? I didn't even pay attention to that, which I really should have. I'll look.
I'll Google.
But,
You do that.
now I don't remember
What?
what I was going to say.
Oh.
Anyway, but
She took accountability.
right, and like she took accountability, but do you remember when Erin had put her license picture on Facebook? She had gotten a new license.
Okay.
And
with the name
she
change.
Right, and she covered up her address.
Right.
And put it on there, and you made a comment about, well, it's a good thing you covered up your address rather than. Well, she didn't. This one. This
she's a
22-year-old had
smarty.
her address on there, so all of a sudden people are sending things to her house, going to her house, found
So
her
she's
parents.
like multiple dumb.
Oh yeah.
She's a special kind of girl.
She's something else.
Yeah.
And they were sending things to her parents, and it was a really stupid choice.
Yeah.
I've kind of made stupid choices in my past as well, and I'm not sticking up for this one. I'm just saying, like.
But now the other thing is, though, is this because of Twitter and social media and and people like. And they probably hashtagged it Boston Marathon.
Picture on Instagram.
And
so
then,
it's her own goddamn fault.
And then you hashtag it something that should stay in your office, and your coworkers should just be go change.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
and now the world knows it.
Which should end in a conversation
She probably
about.
tweeted it. She was smiling for the picture.
No,
Well,
that's what I'm saying. But
she
you
did.
hashtag it. But it's still, even if you like, it's because you're now entering the World Wide Web again.
Right.
Is the problem? Because there was probably a hashtag on it that said Halloween or something that got like a lot of
hits.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You get a lot of hits off of it, and all of a sudden you're in a realm you never meant to be. What should have just been a bad idea at the bank where 4 other tellers tell you, go in the bathroom, take
off.
off the number, and pretend you're a t-shirt wearing zombie.
Well,
all you have to do is get
that's
rid
right.
of one part of
You're
that.
right, exactly.
And you're just a dead runner.
That's right.
Or a wounded runner or something.
Right.
Like,
And-
but instead, it's on the internet, and now you're getting all this shit back
Right.
at you.
And you should.
Which
You
is going to
should.
follow
You should.
her. And this is, that's the thing that
The
again, don't
the
feel
danger of all this in social media.
Yeah, don't feel, I don't feel bad for her because you look at her, Michigan, by the way, is where she lived. But you look at her, she's smiling in the picture. She thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, she and her friends were sitting around the night before when she was concocting this costume, and they were cracking up.
Sure.
They
Oh,
really
yeah.
thought they
Super
were
funny.
clever.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is going to follow her. I mean, this kind of stuff, like, if it just will follow you. And she's so young and so naive and so stupid that they just you don't think about.
She doesn't know
the
the
consequences.
If I'm not mistaken, based on what I heard earlier today on the news, she was either a loan officer. She was an officer within the bank, and the bank was like, "Yeah, no, we're done. You can't do this. No,
It's just not
because
okay."
you don't need clients sitting down in front of you in 6 months going, you look familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the runner. You don't want that. So she did. You're right. Lost her job, and I believe again justifiably.
Yeah, no, I
one,
think so.
One of the interesting things, the last sentence in this, because there are different Halloween costumes where you want to be controversial and you want to like how interesting. Like hopefully no one went as Miley Cyrus, but people did.
Oh, they did.
Oh.
They did on the
But-
Today Show
No, I know,
and on
but I'm
ABC.
just saying, like I didn't see it, and
Okay.
that's better for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
This Pelosi, who had done different things on Psychology Today and whatnot, had written, there's a big difference between being controversial in challenging someone in a positive way to change their position and perceptions and being downright offensive.
Just being a dick.
And this downright offensive, there was another
I
one.
would stop short of downright offensive and just go with it's a dick move.
Just being a dick.
Yeah.
But you just can't be that dumb, except you can.
And then
she
to,
proves
And
it.
they do.
To add the misunderstanding, and it is that generation that doesn't understand what posing for the picture at Instagram, how that raised the level.
No. Yeah.
You took took it somewhere on your own.
Yep.
You took something that was
Yeah,
stupid and could have been corrected in the bathroom at your work, and took the picture probably before she went to work because it was funny.
It's
she's at work.
Oh, okay.
She's standing at her desk.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is the end of hour one. We've got a couple more headlines to talk about, and I'm sure we have a lot more. We have 2 full hours, for God's sakes, plus a drinking game that's coming up moments from now. You'll want to stick around for that. Coming up at the end of hour 3, it's a little segment we call Thoughtful Vulgarity, where, well, we talk about our feelings and how, well, we just get closer.
How sensitive we all are.
Stick around. We'll be back in just seconds right here on Q Talk America. It's the show.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening once again at the beginning of hour 2. It is 8 o'clock, coming to you live from Studio C in Central Phoenix. My name is Clayton McKee. I'm here alongside, let me change this shot. There we go. Katie June, Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins in Studio C. We come to you live 7 to 10 every Tuesday night. Thank you for joining us. If you are listening, I am just astounded with how many people are listening outside of the U.S. borders. People in Kuwait, Switzerland, New Zealand, all listening.
New Zealand?
Japan.
I love it.
Yeah, New Zealand joined us late last hour. Several of you in the United States. Forgive my voice. We have a little bit of an allergy issue or something going on. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Katie?
I just wanted to point out really quickly before the break that there was a really great and funny, controversial Halloween costume that a friend of mine went as. An out of order sign and the Obama bear. He's Obamacare.
Oh, that's funny.
The Care Bear.
That's cute.
See, right? Like, kind of controversial,
Right.
but clever.
Yeah.
Really clever.
Yep.
Anyway.
I like that.
Side note.
There's that.
I like it.
Well, we do start each and every second hour of the show with a little thing we call the drinking game, and it goes, something like this.
And now, a drink-along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
What?
When he chuckles at himself like that, I get concerned.
This word just cracks me up, and God bless you if you can fit in the sentence, but a hootenanny.
I like it.
I think we can figure that one out.
I think so.
I actually
don't
had to
think I
look.
spelled it right, by
I
the
had
way.
to look up the definition. It's
Is there
actually
really
spelled-
one?
Yeah, hoot, H-O-O-T, the traditional spelling of hoot, E-N-A-N-N-Y,
Okay,
a
that's what I
country
have.
or folk music get together.
Spell that again, please.
hootenanny.
Hoot.
No.
E-N.
Hoot and Annie.
Hoot, E-N-A-N-N-Y.
Hoot-e-nanny.
Hoot-e-nanny. Yeah, so there you go.
Hoot-e-nanny.
So it's a white
like
trash
hootenanny.
orgy.
Yes. As a matter of
I
fact.
got to agree with that.
I like it.
Got it. Well, before we...
Isn't that funny? Hootenanny.
It is. It's a good time. Well,
This, on the other hand, is not a hootenanny.
which one?
Us.
Oh,
Yes.
why?
Or is it a hootenanny?
I mean, I think sometimes...
I don't want to be associated with country western music.
Oftentimes I call it a clusterfuck.
Well, welcome to the Hootenanny.
Yeah. And the Hootenanny's taking off all my
clusterfuck of a
Wednesday
Hootenanny.
shows tomorrow night, so I'm not enjoying.
Welcome to the Thunderdome. Well, now continuing on with our.
Stop talking about my thighs.
I didn't say thunderclap.
Hootenanny.
Not thunderclap. Totally different.
Thunder Crabs is down here.
So a mother in Virginia has told several media outlets that there was nothing wrong with her decision to dress her 7-year-old son as a Ku Klux Klan member for Halloween, since it's a tradition
I did not.
in her family.
We do have 3 different
By
Halloween
the way,
costume stories.
I have more, and I have different.
So
as
this
well.
is just another story in the long line of offensive Halloween costumes
Now
this year.
this one, you expect a couple death threats against somebody when you dress your kid up as a
Sin.
Klan member.
Fucking serious.
What kind of hootenanny is that kid going to?
Hootenanny. So there are several other Halloween offensive stories.
I
Example,
used it right first.
Marnie, whatever. It's not a goddamn contest.
It is. I won.
Marnie has one.
It's with Al.
Al has another. But when you factor in this story that involves a child who simply thought the costume was, quote, cool, and likely didn't understand the implications, the story really becomes the worst Halloween story of the year as far as costumes are concerned. Despite widespread criticism and national media attention, Mom, who oddly named Jessica Black, is sticking by her decision to dress her son named Jackson in a costume that symbolizes racism and hatred. Black told WHSV-TV that Jackson understood the risk, and she went on to say that he doesn't think that there's anything wrong with the KKK, which, by the way, still exists in Craigsville, Virginia, where she and her son...
How old is he?
I didn't.
I want to say like
catch,
7.
I didn't catch the age.
Okay.
He's young, 7
he's
to 10.
tiny, yeah.
7.
When she took her son trick or
Small
treating,
sheet, like twin bed kind of thing.
Futon.
Still a sheet.
Exactly, futon.
When she took her son trick or treating in their small town, reactions were predictably very negative, and a neighbor told the local TV station that it was sad to see that a young boy was wearing an offensive costume when he doesn't know any better, and that's absolutely true. The kid had no idea. It's sad to see.
But the kid's okay with it because he's only been told great stories about how
he
the Ku Klux Klan is like Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
This neighbor said it's sad to see that there are still people in this world with such an ignorant mindset and that are breeding and passing their hateful traditions onto their children.
Yep.
The other thing that she said, the mother was quoted as saying, well, it's supposed to be white with white, black with black, man with a woman, and all of that. That's what the KKK stands for. In fact, the KKK every year raises money to donate to St. Jude's Hospital.
Hootenanny.
Hootenanny.
By the way, celebrity voices impersonated poorly.
I actually heard her interview today. You sounded pretty good.
Yeah, no kidding. When I saw that.
You're on.
What an ignorant
bitch.
I'm going to call it hide behind Whitey as like our new defense shield. But one of the Gatlin brothers, and whichever one is the least relevant, was on Fox News the other day. I don't know. Larry Gatlin.
He's
was on
the
Fox
most
News the other day,
Yeah.
and he was talking about
All the
how
gold in
Obamacare
California?
was just wrong and that poor people just need charity and that they're all just giving money to St. Jude's. All you got to do is get your sick children to Tennessee because there's a second branch of St. Jude's Children's Hospital started by Danny Thomas. And he's like, this is how the 1% is fixing this. We don't need Obamacare. You just have to wait. The 1% is going to let all the health. And he's really said this on Fox News.
He means it.
And everybody on Fox and Friends, the Sunday edition. So it was the poor white trash having a hootenanny. Twice.
Look, now it's on the screen.
I like it. I love it.
And I was like, you should really be on 92.3 with this kind of offensiveness. But anyways, it was mind-boggling. But now they're all hiding behind St. Jude's because St. Jude's will never turn a child away.
Right.
Don't take something good and make it part of your ignorant,
nasty bullshit.
Fucking nasty bullshit.
Right.
That now all these kids have to do is hitchhike their way, take their cancer bucket and get their hobo buckets.
Yeah.
And as long as they run down the street and they go
3 times.
Yeah,
St. Jude's.
Yeah.
That's like the
if you can
safe
get me to
place.
St. Jude's, like we're gonna be like the Hunchback of Notre Dame yelling sanctuary instead of fucking church.
Yeah, you get the purple dragon or whatever the hell they call them in the KKK.
Exactly.
We're going to St. Jude's.
Ridiculous.
All right, so I'll hit the third one.
Go.
And this is the only one that I thought just a little less makeup and she could have pulled it off.
Oh, see, I've got a fourth one. I'm dying right now.
Wow.
I thought that you
What's her face? Her name is Julianne
Huff.
You're Huff, right.
She went as Crazy Eyes or Wild Eyes.
Crazy Eyes.
Crazy Eyes.
From Orange
is the New Black. Right.
And it was a funny and great costume. Yeah, because it's my purse. Thanks.
Right.
I'm like, I don't need it. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
So she went as Crazy Eyes from Orange is the New Black, but at the same time, Kelly Ripa did she went as someone black. No, so did Ellen DeGeneres went as
buckwheat. No, I'm just
Ellen DeGeneres went as someone black, and I want to say Kelly Ripa did something too. But they all went with like just slightly tan makeup. And
okay, she
honest to
looked
God,
orange. Julianne Hough looked orange.
She did not
like
go
tan.
blackface.
She looked like Tan Mom.
She sure did.
Yeah, she did. She did.
Yes,
she
she
did
was not.
wear
And I
blackface.
thought it was a play on orange.
To me,
Yeah.
is the new black.
I thought that blackface to me, I thought
is the mammy How I Love You, How I Love
black
You.
with the big white thing and the red lips and the
right. That's blackface. So I was really kind of like, all right, settle down.
everybody
people.
calm the fuck down. I agree with you.
If we're gonna exactly, settle down. If everyone's gonna agree that like we can have colorblind casting and black people can play white characters
And
or
gay
whatever,
people can play straight.
then yes, she can impersonate Crazy Eyes.
She
And unfortunately, she went nowhere, and you could tell she was trying to avoid blackface,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she went in all the wrong directions because
Instead,
she just looked like a freak.
Looked weird and pissed everybody off.
Yeah. But I thought, so that was what I thought you were all going to talk about. Cause
No, I know, I did too.
Oh,
Because
there's
that was
a-
the biggest
So there's
story
a-
that I heard.
I don't know what you've got, but I think I have even another one.
That
But
is so
welcome
funny.
Malaysia for listening
Hello,
tonight
Oh,
too.
Malaysia's been here before.
Yeah.
It's a hoot nanny.
Hoot nanny.
We're having a hoot nanny.
Come on in.
Well, we have breaking news.
Breaking.
But I think the Illinois
I love
passed
it.
the gay
I
marriage
love it,
bill
love it.
earlier today.
Yeah.
Well, they hadn't sent it to be signed, but they passed it,
so
but it
it's
hadn't been
passed
signed.
And it's signed.
It is
And
signed
then
now?
Most importantly,
Yep.
for all of you vaginas listening,
Virginia!
Democratic Governor
Democratic
McConnell is
governor.
gone. No more transonic ultrasounds. All that crazy shit about abortions was all coming from that governor of Virginia.
Oh.
And he beat the
Coffee.
Tea Party
Yep.
guy. And
Beat
so
him
now,
pretty well. They beat him pretty well.
He wasn't when I went to vote, and so that they said they couldn't call it, and it was. Still,
But they kept
and I
saying
was
that
like,
too
oh my
early
God,
to
oh my God,
call.
oh my
Like
God.
maybe there was
Yeah.
somebody in Virginia waiting in line.
And they had him ahead in the polls, which is always scary because when they start saying that shit, 2 days in advance,
No,
then
but
you
we-
get the crazies go out.
Right, but we learned our lesson from the last election. Believe the polls. Whatever the
Well,
polls are saying.
Right.
When Nathan, all you got to do is call Nathan, whatever his name was,
Yeah.
or Ethan, whatever his name was, that got he was
Oh, you're right.
the one that
poll,
the,
yes,
the
I
one
know
that
what you're
the
talking
right
about.
wing was like, oh, crazy. But he beat the Tea Party. Thank Christ.
Yeah.
The crazy
That's
Tea Party
fantastic.
guy. Thank God.
Yeah.
So now, and it's going on in Colorado, because Colorado is the state that just turned blue 4 years ago,
Right.
and now like the northern part wants to break off
Yeah,
and become
no
Northern
co.
Colorado,
Right.
Because they don't want any
We
part of
call
that
it
recycling
no-co.
shit.
Yeah,
So
so
here's so there's going to be 3 Virginias now. There's going to be the Hicks in the center that still want slavery, West Virginia, who was trying to get away from those crazies 145 years ago, and now there's going to be a further East Virginia for like we don't want nothing to do with either one of those
There's
hillbilly
all
fucks.
kinds of pig squealing.
we
over
want
there.
we want away from both of those.
Sweet!
That is 2 root nannies we're not going to. I knew this word would be
so
fun.
my friend, a friend of mine, Lauren Harmon, little shout out. She's actually the executive director of the Virginia Democratic Party. So
love it.
I was just
Oh,
posting to her
congratulations to
Facebook
her.
wall.
Name
Big
dropper,
congrats.
name dropper.
You heard it here first.
So
By the way,
just remember when Hillary runs, Virginia
Yeah.
is now
It's huge.
blue.
That's fucking huge.
Yeah.
So
it's big.
remember that little narrow path that Romney had to walk and he fell off and he died.
Super sorry.
He fell off a lot of.
Well, he was standing on the
But no, but the narrow
the
path
temple.
was that they keep banking on Virginia
Yeah.
being a Republican stronghold, and
It's not.
It's
No.
gone,
Yeah.
kids.
Suck it, Virginia.
Suck it.
All right.
Marnie.
Yes.
Continue
That's
on.
the Virginia
So-
Hootenannies.
Next Halloween story.
As far as the Halloween story, the one that truly disturbed me, and I didn't find a full article on it, was did you guys hear about Florida?
Weird.
Crazy. Something crazy happened in Florida.
I won't
More
even hear about it.
zombies.
I swear to
You're
God.
gonna.
It's a hootenanny.
Oh.
All right. 2 guys decided that it would be brilliant to be Trayvon Martin.
Stupid.
Oh yes.
Uh-huh.
But are we
And
making an
George
ironic
Zimmerman.
comment, or how are we going?
No, the to me, there's that whole idea of what's too soon, what's not okay. There are a whole lot of folks that are being pulled over and whatnot as far as wearing a hoodie.
Right.
There's all kinds of stuff. And to me, I don't know. I just thought that's not very clever, to borrow Katie's word. It's not very creative. And that's that whole, there's a difference between being controversial and that challenging someone's way to change their perceptions and being downright offensive. And I I think that there was enough going on in that situation that's just personally not okay.
That costume was actually around last year too, where people going with
I
hoodies
didn't realize
with
that.
Skittles and a thing of sun tea, and
I
it would
didn't
go
realize
to the
that.
point of my.
So gross.
I know, but it would go to the point of my. As long as you didn't like blackface it up.
No, they did. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
But it would
they
go to the
did.
point of my ignorant fucktard cousin-in-law,
blackface and a bloody sweatshirt.
who was like, "Oh, see now you made it offensive."
Yeah.
Okay,
But
now I'm on board.
Sorry, I didn't read the biggest part of the issue. Yeah.
But when I was at that party with my fucktard cousin-in-law last year, or the year before.
Oh, yeah.
Where he was like, well, he was wearing a hoodie. I'm like, my hoodie's right there.
I'm actually wearing right now.
I wear my hoodie everywhere. It's all I wear.
Yeah.
I don't drink sun tea. I usually have a bottle of water, but I recently discovered I love Skittles. Are you going to shoot me? And he's like, he was stoned. I'm like, I've been stoned quite a bit. You're going to shoot me?
Yeah.
What makes me different with a hoodie,
Right.
Skittles, and a sun tea than him? Because eventually you have to get to he's black.
You have to say he's
Yeah.
black.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
Because
Yep.
we're doing the exact same
Right.
thing. So what's the
You're a
difference
middle-aged
between
white
me and-
woman. That's why.
Right,
Yeah.
and I get away with
Yeah.
a lot
Right.
because I've got the sun tea, the Skittles. I walk
That's
through
right.
bad neighborhoods or
But you're a
good
middle-aged
neighborhoods,
white
yeah.
woman.
And I am trash. You know what I mean? That's,
Hoot nanny.
Yeah.
Maybe stoned.
so it always.
Yeah.
So that costume can be very provocative if it asks the right question. If you go on blackface and put blood in
Right.
the sweatshirt, it's not asking that question.
I was like kind of I don't know. I was still stuck on just the concept of someone doing that.
we're
the idea
just-
of someone
we're
doing
leading.
that. Anyway.
Yes. Well, I'm sure Al has a lot in entertainment. We're gonna do one more little story.
Oh wait.
Well, we have Patrick from Maryland.
Who's from
Hey,
Maryland?
Patrick from Maryland.
What?
I don't. He says he's from Maryland.
We're not who's sorry. What? Maryland? We're not who's sorry. Maryland. If you're in the chat room, please join us. If you're listening, please join us in the chat room. Let us know where you are.
Patrick J.
Patrick S.
Hey, Patrick.
Hi, Patrick.
Hello, welcome.
And hello.
If we took callers,
So-
we'd let you call in and
And
talk
he
to
asked
us.
a question, so that's our official question for later.
What is it? Oh, okay.
Don't
got it.
cheat. Don't cheat.
I'm
and
not
look.
cheating.
I'm
Don't
not
cheat.
looking.
Got it.
No,
Patrick
way back.
S. You have to wait. Just wait an hour.
You got
Patrick
one
S.
more? You got one more, Martin?
I do.
Okay,
yeah.
let me do this one, and
Yep,
you'll do that, and then
please.
we'll wrap up, and we'll go to Al, and we'll have a hoot nanny with entertainment. Well, a Tennessee woman, and I know this is going to be shocking, a Tennessee woman is accused of hitting her boyfriend with his own truck after he refused to stop at a McDonald's.
Tyler, stop running people over.
Tyler, if you know this story, please let us know. Crystal Brooks, who's 33 and wasted, was traveling with her boyfriend. His name is Santiago Hernandez. Don't know if he's cute or not. And another person
Chances are.
after a night of drinking in Kingsport, Tennessee. After he refused her request to stop at the fast food restaurant, she threw a fit and ordered him out of the car. So he pulled over, stopped the truck, and that really was the worst idea he could have had. Police say that when Brooks got behind the wheel and struck Santiago, who, by the way, was standing in front of the truck.
Couple of bad choices there.
There's a lot
The first
happening.
hit knocked him to the ground, but that apparently was
I love a second hit.
that was not enough because she allegedly backed up and struck him
Yes.
dos mas as he lay helplessly on the ground. According to the police report, Hernandez had cuts and bruises consistent with being hit by a vehicle. Brooks was charged with aggravated assault. At press time, there was no listing of a lawyer.
So Tennessee has that same problem.
Well, they're close.
Yeah.
Tyler
You know.
from Tennessee, do you know anything about this crazy bitch who ran over a boy because she couldn't get a McNugget?
If you're related, well,
I don't think he's related.
let's get her a lawyer.
Yeah, well, fine, please get her a lawyer.
Just get her a lawyer.
Yes.
That's what she needs.
I'm sorry, but if I'm drunk and you drive by a Filiberto's, there's going to be some fighting later. And I don't cut my
Totally.
nails as often as I should have. So,
I've ridden on a bike with you to
Yes.
Filiberto's. I know what a man on a mission you are.
yeah.
It's a true story.
If you tell me there's carne asada coming,
Hoot nanny!
hoot nanny, there will be. Any of the Bertos brothers, really.
Any
I'm not
really.
picky.
Rally,
Philip,
Philip,
Ernie,
Ernie,
Bertos,
No.
Julie Bertos.
God, exactly.
It's all about Alberto.
Yeah.
No. So this is very exciting.
Okay.
To me. I learned about it when I was in San Francisco, and
Oh, queers?
Gays, Castro.
They were
Fucking
there.
leather?
They weren't there.
Oh.
Oh, I wish I had known.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm watching election results here.
Yeah. What?
Oh, okay. Stand by.
Currently, District 4, Laura Pastor 52%, Justin Johnson 48%.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those aren't
Good,
final.
good,
Those
good.
aren't final, right?
These are not final.
Okay.
District 8, Kate Gallego 64%, Warren Stewart 36. Go
Okay.
Kate. Let's see. Buckeye changing from a city to a town. Yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I
Perfect.
guess they must have lost a lot of
to a city.
population.
I'm sorry. To a city from a town.
Oh, okay.
Forgive
I'm
me.
right.
I had
was
it
gonna
backwards.
say, I'm like, wait a minute.
I had it backwards. Come on, some other Buckeye things. There was only one other thing that I cared about, and it was the PUHSD override, which I'm sure
The Union High School.
Yep.
That wasn't on my ballot. I think I voted in the wrong place.
The Phoenix. It was a different ballot, separate.
Okay, I had
You had
one thing to vote
You
on.
had to vote 2
Did you
places.
go to your normal place? You did?
You had to vote 2 places. That's why I have 2
Wow.
stickers. It was the most fucked up thing in.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, you could go to one place. Like I had to go to Devonshire Senior Center for the
Your dinner?
Kate, right? They had to puree it. Fuck off.
It's awesome.
And
Those aren't her teeth, ladies and gentlemen.
I had to go there to vote for city council, and I had to go to the church where I would vote for anything else. Typically, to
voter suppression, ladies and gentlemen.
It was
It's
voter
at its
suppression day
best.
because I'm like, this is it.
It
They
was-
handed me the thing to vote
Yeah.
for Laura Pastor, and that
and
was
they
it.
did not give you information. It was bullshit.
No, they're like, are you here to vote for the city?
Yeah.
What was it? City council
council.
runoff? And I'm like, I'm here to vote.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I'm here to vote for. Just set it down in front of me so I can get my
Yeah.
phone
It's
out.
voting
and figure out
day,
what I'm voting.
assholes.
Yeah.
I
Right.
had to go to 2 different places.
Yeah.
So
That's why you have to
Bullshit.
sign up for PEFL because easy. Anyway, looks like the Phoenix Union high school district currently not looking hot.
Okay.
Don't think it's gonna pass.
But those aren't finals, right?
These
So-
are not finals.
But they're probably pretty close because
But
it's 8:20.
50%.
Arizona time.
Anyhow, all right. So go Laura Pastor. All right.
Nice. There you have it. Hoot nanny. So
There was no enthusiasm in her hootenanny.
No,
that's
yeah,
the
that
lesbian
was-
bed death of hootenannies right there.
The equivalent of lesbian bed
fine
death.
hoot nanny.
All right, that's the angry lesbian version.
So San Francisco.
Yeah,
Oh,
City by
back
the
to
Bay.
you. I'm sorry. You were
That's
talking.
okay. That's okay.
You have the floor, Miss Ryer.
Holy Bat Kid, Batman.
Bat Kid.
So there is a thing that's going to happen on the 15th in San Francisco because of a young boy named Miles who, through Make-A-Wish Foundation, they said, what would you like to do? What would your wish be? And he said, I want to be Bat Kid. I want to be able to be a superhero and like help people.
Oh, it's a movie called Kick-Ass.
It's a movie called Break My Fucking Heart is really what it's called, because what a sweetheart. So he's going to get the surprise of a lifetime because he has no idea. He's 5 years old. And San Francisco on November 15th is turning itself into Gotham City to fulfill his Make-A-Wish.
Oh, that's fun.
And what they're going to do, it says he's a sunny, positive little boy, and he finds his inspiration in superheroes. And when we interviewed him, he surprised even his parents by saying he wanted to be Bat-Kid. What they're going to do is take the whole day, like they're going to make an announcement that morning. The city, help me.
San Francisco.
No. The
Gotham.
Police chief. Good God.
Oh, Jesus. I'm like, I got nothing now.
I couldn't find it in here. The police chief is going to come on. They're going to do a breaking
I hope they call
story.
it police commissioner. Because
it should be, yes.
You're right.
Oh.
Good call. And they're going to have him come on and they're going to do a breaking story in San Francisco. Miles is going to be watching it. And they're going to take him to the police chief will be asking anyone who knows where Bat-Kid is because he needs help to solve a crime and bring the bad guys to justice. And it's going to include rescuing a damsel in distress tied up across the Hyde Street cable car line, capturing the puzzler in the act of robbing a downtown vault.
Oh,
and
how fun.
as he's eating his lunch at Burger Bar, he'll get a special message from the chief telling him to go to the window where he'll look out over the Union Square and see a huge group of volunteers jumping up and down and asking for his help. A villain is going to kidnap a famous San Francisco mascot, and Bat-Kid will rush to the scene.
The dildo.
And
The butt plug.
nope, that's Castro. That's
sorry.
Castro Kid. What the hell's wrong with you?
My bad.
Castro Kid
Jesus,
costs a lot.
Castro Kid.
Catch that butt plug. There goes the butt plug.
Hoot nanny.
Hoot nanny. Hoot! Hoot! It's cold.
His
It's because of the weather there.
poor Bat-Kid.
Or
really
was it
went
your
on
house? One of the two.
Poor Bat-Kid, really. His last stop will be City Hall, where the mayor and police chief will thank him and present him with the key to the city, and a crowd will be cheering him on. they're anticipating that thousands of people will show up, like hundreds, thousands of people will show up to be a part of this whole thing. They have different celebrities that are like, how can we play a role and what can we do?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's pretty neat. So on November 15th, people will be able to track the day's events with photos and videos. Twitter's helping to create Twitter feeds for the various characters in the scenarios. Anyway, he knows he's going to be getting a costume, but little does he know.
Well, until she just spoiled it.
Yeah.
Because he's a regular
you don't
listener.
listen to Q-Talk. Is that the one in California?
Shit.
That's
so
anyway, but what a
so
sweet.
That's sweet.
Going along with that story, just because on Halloween night, because I always avoid being at home at all, I went to my mom's for dinner and let her deal with those kids, and it was so funny to see all the kids come in the costumes, because now they've got all of these. I guess it's Iron Man and Batman and Spider-Man, all of them, and they all have the built-in little foam muscles.
Yeah,
right.
The cutest things. They are literally this tall, and they're just all stacked up. It was the funniest things, and they're just standing there, and they're not flexing or doing anything, but just the outfits. It really was adorable.
Arms and then
yes,
I know,
it was so cute.
I had one, and I thought they would be there earlier, but I didn't think. I forgot that it was Halloween. And then my doorbell rang, and the people doing construction next door ring my doorbell constantly to talk to me. I don't know what the hell they need updates for. It's like the asshole flying the plane that tells you what altitude we're at.
Maybe they like
Do you need me to fly this fucker?
Nobody
Shut up
cares.
and fly the plane.
Has anybody asked if you were single yet?
No.
Well, just
So
checking.
I know. I wish. Because Jesus is hot.
I'm going to come by. I swear to
Jesus,
God,
I
I'm
said.
coming by.
It's going to be a hoot nanny.
So I opened the door, and it was 3 of the most adorable children ever, all in cute, like really cute, thought-out costumes. And my neighborhood's had kind of a rough couple of weeks. So I was surprised at how much. I've never seen that many people out on Halloween. So when I opened the door, and I'm like, oh, I'm fucked.
He gave out vodka.
Karen Walker.
He gave out
Open your mouth, kids.
and Mary Jane.
Look,
We were going to be down to what's the green absinthe? That's all I have in my cupboards now. But I didn't think of money, so I'm like, I am so sorry. And I have the automatic light because I know to keep my light off if I'm not going to have candy.
Yeah.
But
so
they
don't
walk
come ring
up.
the door. They
Right.
walk up because my light is automatic. I felt so bad, and I said to the guy, I'm like, please tell all the other parents that I work. I'm leaving for work in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm like, I just didn't think I would be home when you guys were starting. And I felt so bad. And then I realized I have a jar of change, like a big jar of change in my house. I'm like, oh, I should have just given him cash.
Yeah. Yeah, because
nothing says Halloween like.
No, but a lot of people do that now.
Idea.
No,
I
a lot of
agree.
people do that now. They give out
Really?
like quarters and change, and I'm like,
Well,
Load them up.
So it sort of happened to us as well. I was getting ready to leave to go trick or treating, and we had our door open because the weather was nice, and this like adorable little kid dressed as some superhero comes up with his grandma, and he rings the doorbell. And Palmer was crying, Kelly was blow drying her hair, the dogs are barking. I'm like not even fully dressed yet, and I look around the corner and he's standing there like this, and his grandma's behind him, and I'm like, oh fuck, we had nothing. I'm like, why did I have my door open? And I looked at the grandma and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I go, just give me 1 second. And I went in and I'm like, okay, he's either going to get a Weight Watchers string cheese or box of raisins. Boom. Had raisins. Took him out some raisins. But it was so cute and sad, and he was so fucking cute.
and the only candy I could find as I went looking for the kid said magic brownie in my freezer. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but they're not going to eat it. They're just going to throw it away, and I might want to find out what that is later.
So you can have your own hoot nanny?
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my God.
A one-woman hoot nanny.
8:27. It is the show. We're an hour to. The drinking word is hoot nanny. Welcome everybody who's listening. We have so many people listening on our live audio stream right now. And if you would join us in the chat room just to say hi. And at this time, we're going to take, speaking of hi, we're going to go to Al Perkins and entertainment.
I'm not currently high, sadly. Oh, entertainment. Wait, I'm not ready.
Oh.
I'm like, wait, where are the day? I already did
Would
that.
you like me to start over?
No. So Justin Bieber got hit by a water bottle, and I have witnesses to where I was. I have a movie review, news about Thursday comedies, Tuesday comedies, SNL addresses its lack of diversity, and Kerry Washington looks better, and then I found out she just knocked out.
Oh.
In entertainment.
Oh, entertainment.
Okay, so the story that I shouldn't find as funny is in the middle of one of Justin Bieber's just fantastic songs.
Really,
he was
just
shirtless.
Poetry.
With
poetry.
His pants were down to his crotch was down to his knees. His underwear was showing. He was probably flipping off Anne Frank. And someone just pegged him with a water bottle. And he gave the audience a dirty look and walked out. And those dumbasses waited 30 minutes to leave. They thought, well, maybe he'll come back. And I gotta say, whoever's in charge of his PR,
you're just not doing a very good job.
I'm thinking no one at this point.
No.
They went to a hoot nanny somewhere, and they have taken a year off because
a Canadian hoot. Now it's his mom. Canadian hoot
nanny. Yeah, exactly. That's not as fun as it sounds. And the video on YouTube. So I watched it and I enjoyed it. It was, I don't know if it was the HuffPost Live or someone, but they showed it. And then I watched the video and I kind of got amused, but you couldn't really see it that well. So what they did was they slowed it down to
No, they didn't. For him to get hit in the head.
1/600th of a second.
I like
so you
that.
saw him finish the word and then the bottle comes at him.
I literally
I've never
need
rooted
to find that right now.
I have never rooted so much for a water bottle.
Seriously.
And not because
Go water bottle.
Yeah,
Hoot
and
nanny.
he might be a lovely person.
I doubt it.
There's no signs of it, but he could
I doubt
be.
it. Because
Yeah.
seriously, he seems like a little male cunt.
But
You,
in today,
sir,
and
are a cunt.
I are a cunt. And I went back to the View today. I haven't watched the View in 2 months, which is the longest I've gone in there. 17 years on the air without watching it.
Okay.
Because I find the show so horrible now.
Because of Jenny McCarthy, yes?
But all
Her
parts
lip
of it.
what happened to her lip? I mean, she's fucking
But what
awful.
happened to her face?
I don't know.
So many things.
A lot.
Most of them were scalpels. But
She's
they
bugging me. I
They,
don't like her.
but
she looks really weird.
Said she got to pick the Twitter picture of the day for tomorrow. No, you guys used to talk the president's never coming back to your show. And I get it. It's an off-election year. And off-election years, if you deal with news topics, aren't sexy. We all get that. You're going to have to struggle a little bit till you get to an election year. We get that. We're going to ride it out. You don't need to lower your level to the talk or whatever that god-awful show is.
The chat.
You like that one.
Oh, the talk on
That
CBS.
makes me want to poke my eyes out. So,
like that one a lot.
But Brad Garrett was on there today.
I saw
and they
him.
had Kathy
He's
Griffin.
funny.
And they were fucking funny.
Yeah.
So Kathy Griffin says...
Together or no?
Yeah, together.
Oh, that had
He's
to have been
co-hosting for
funny.
3 days.
He is fucking funny. So they had the Real Housewives.
For whom?
I don't know. Just
She's filling. He's just
Whoopi's
filling in.
gone. Whoopi's
Whoopi's
gone.
gone.
Whoopi?
She must be
Okay.
making a movie
Okay.
again.
Okay.
So they were talking about all the Twitter because they're just obsessed with reading their Twitter things.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So I guess when the Real Housewives were on the day before, and he got a lot of shit for it, they were interviewing the Real Housewife couple, and Brad Garrett was like, I don't know who they are. And they're like, well, you know now? He's like, no, I didn't pay attention to the segment. And he's like, and I'm probably not going to know who they are in the future. He's like, when I got on TV, there was a craft. He's like, I have a craft. So then they're like, well, let us show you what all the hate tweets are about. So in the middle of the interview with the Real Housewives couple, whoever they are, someone says to them, well, we've heard that reality TV isn't good for relationships or marriages or kids. And Brad Garrett goes, or TV. And Jenny McCarthy's like, stop. And so Sherry's like, we're trying to explain to you that you have to be nice to guests. He's like, I don't have to be nice to your guests. I don't care if I come back here. Does everybody want to see Brad Garrett come back to her on the audience spots? He goes, well, I'm sitting right here. They're not going to boo me.
Right.
But Brad Garrett's like, I'm not apologizing.
That's funny.
So then Kathy Griffin comes out, and she was so goddamn funny. So they asked her, what she thought about the whole Bieber thing.
Right.
And she goes, oh, well, I was working my swing shift at the brothel, so I was leaving when he walked in. And they asked Brad Garrett what he thought. He goes, I don't really care, but I was at the concert, and he said he was thirsty, so I threw him a bottle of water. I can't help it that the kid can't catch. And I was like, there is just no sucking up. And now the View is just on that awful level of just licking everyone's sore spot. And it's so gross to watch.
So bad.
So to have people come on and be
he
like,
had to have
remember
been-
when you guys used to be a fun show that people wanted to watch, and now you're just miserable.
Well, on Monday, he was talking about having to pee 3 times a night because he's 52 or whatever how old he is.
Oh, God.
That was funny, too. And Barbara couldn't believe what he was saying. And he was unapologetically
That's
just
funny.
going for it.
Going love her because they're all like, remember this show used to be kind of topical and kind of fun, and now you guys are just...
Everyone's just crabby and weird.
No, they're just giving hand jobs to people. It's like watching TMZ, like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Oh, and he made Kardashian jokes, and he's like, they're like springing out of someone's butt. He's like, there's more of them now, and I don't know how that happened.
What's with the 2 little girls?
I don't know, but they're whores. They're already whores.
Yeah.
They've already...
I didn't know that there were more.
The Kris Jenner lady has already sold them off. Like, they are seriously...
They're the offspring of...
They're having a hoot nanny.
Chris and Bruce. Chris and Bruce's legitimate offspring.
Oh, and she's seriously...
I don't think there's anything legitimate about that.
They are like hand jobs for crack already. So... Damon Wayans is coming back to New Girl because remember he was in the pilot and they had to replace him because they picked up Happy Endings, which was a better show.
Aaron is big time into New Girl.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
They've gone down a rocky road because they got really real with 2 different relationships, and now you're stuck with like 2 awkward relationships. And
Wait, I'm sorry, who is this?
New Girl.
Oh, yeah.
And they really haven't done the 30-minute thing of like the Brady Bunch of solving every problem at the end of 30 minutes.
Sure. Is this the one with the black guy, the girl, and the there are 3 guys.
3 roommates and a girl.
And a girl. But they didn't they forgot to resolve everything Brady Bunch style in 30 minutes. So you're left with a really uncomfortable relationship between 2 main characters. So Cece's just disappeared because she can't come over because we're not in a sitcom. We're in real life. We're like, oh no, I'm not going back over there. That guy's a douche.
Right.
It's weird, right?
It's weird. It's kind of uncomfortable TV, but not in the good way. But Damon Wayans, to make it more uncomfortable, the guy that they just put another black guy in his place, they made him another character, which was smart.
The black guy that's on there.
Yeah, but now they brought the original black guy back from the pilot that they had to write up and say, so he's coming back.
Oh no!
And he went on to Happy Endings,
which Happy Endings was so funny.
Right.
Such a shame.
So they're not like they didn't just say, "Oh, here's another black actor. He's going to play the same character." They made him another character so they can bring back Damon Wayans Jr.
Oh yeah.
And now he's their 4th friend. But the guy that's been struggling playing the black guy and then hasn't had a storyline in like a year and a half.
No,
he's been wandering around the apartment in his underwear for like weeks.
Still sounds good.
Sean Saves the World with Sean Hayes.
Yep.
Didn't get a full season yet, but they got 4 more episodes.
Oh, I'm glad. I heard you guys talking about it last week, and you were saying that you weren't real big on it. I think it's funny.
hilarious.
Yeah. I'm trying. I put it on my record list for this week.
I had to try.
The episode,
I just enjoy it.
I'm trying because I love Sean Hayes, and I really want him to have a good show.
There was no trying for
last
me.
Week, the dance episode where he was trying to outdo his mother, and the guy, it's his boss. They were it was absolutely hilarious.
And that boss is from Reno 911, and he is hilarious.
Very funny.
I mean,
that's where he's from. You showed me that before. Oh,
and he's. I mean, it's a funny cast. And I did the thing, and I'm the one that said
Linda
it.
Lavin's fantastic.
That they filmed the pilot, and everyone hated it, and they all agreed they hated it, but they were going to make improvements. And I saw the pilot, and I'm like, I've already seen this 15 times. So even though I knew that they all agreed to make it better the next week, I never went back. I've never gone back.
Oh, you haven't.
So I will try to go back because I'm like, I read the story. I know that they knew they had a weak pilot and that they made it better.
I think it's a wonderful half an hour.
Yeah,
I
so
really do. It just
I'm taping it this Thursday. We're
Cool.
letting them back into my house. But they still didn't get a full season, but they're hopeful. But did you know he produces Grimm?
Yeah.
And there's another show that I can't remember what the name of it is.
Cleveland.
Hot in Cleveland. No, but there's another like network show that's doing really well that he's the producer of. So like it doesn't matter what he does. The guy's making money like hand over fist everywhere.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Because Hot in Cleveland is not only on a syndicated channel, but it's in syndication. So he's making
already right.
Yeah. He's making fuck you cash. He's having a hoot nanny in his pants.
Did we talk last week though about that really funny show with Rebel Wilson? We did because you said you liked the
best
opening.
Night ever.
Best,
super fun night.
Super fun night. And I was just reading an article today that said that it was just happened to be this article about like shows that's new sitcoms that suck, and that was one of them. And I think that's weird. I love that show.
Well, it sounds like she wants to make it a whole lot more than it is, and it's not a cable show, but she wants to make it edgier and do all this stuff.
Funny as shit.
Is, but they should have her on cable. I don't know if anybody else agrees with that. But to be just on.
And it's another one. It's a lot of
CBS
creative people, and you can see all the energy, and they're on after Modern Family. So she might get the curse if she can't keep Modern Family numbers. So who knows how that one's going to play out. And then I guess we're just going to go. We're going to go somewhere different for this thing. So SNL has had this problem of they have no women of color
very good
on the show, and they've been answering it for like 5 or 6 weeks of like everyone. Oh Jesus Christ! What's his name that runs the whole fucking thing? The Canadian
Michael
Lauren
Michaels.
Wow. What?
So Lauren Michaels has been addressing it. Keenan Wayans has been like, not Keenan Wayans, Keenan Thompson has been weighing in on it, and Jay Farrow, who like seriously sat in the background and did nothing because Kristen Wiig had to be in every fucking sketch for that last season. It was so goddamn annoying. So now everybody's gotten a bigger part, and they have Kerry Washington on. And the first thing they did, and Kerry Washington, and seriously, you make it or break it. Like, I never gave a rat's ass about Justin Timberlake. I didn't understand what he was doing. The first time he went on Saturday Night Live, I'm like, okay, this guy's fucking funny. And he can do, like, all these different voices and make fun of his own singing style. Like, he's so good.
He's hysterical.
And then every time he comes back on Saturday Night Live, like, I bought one album, but I have one album by him. I don't know who the band he was with was.
NSYNC.
Yeah, I have no idea.
We'd said that NSYNC.
That's
Wow.
true.
I honestly couldn't name an NSYNC song if you put a gun to my head. I just know him on Saturday Night Live as being a really funny guy, and I finally bought an album, and I don't get that either. But I get him on Saturday Night Live. Kerry Washington is just funny.
Really?
And played along with everything.
I have it DVR'd. I'll have to watch that.
Oh, it's so good. But they open it up with, and it's her and Jay Farrow sitting next to each other, and they're being Obama and Michelle. And they kind of looked. I mean, they really did look like them. The wig was perfect.
If you would have like just because I saw that clip, just like glanced quickly,
you would have thought it was them. And then the guy that's playing Jay Carney or Carney. What's the guy? What's the president's? The speech guy for the president, Jay Carney. I think it's Jay Carney. Anyways, so he comes in and he says, Oprah's outside and she wants to meet you. And they're like, okay. And he's like, no, Oprah's outside. Mrs. Obama, don't you want to go and change outfits? And she's like, why? And she's like, because Oprah's here and Oprah can't come in if you don't go change. So she looks at Jay Farrow and she goes, and Keenan's not willing to.
Nope.
He won't do it anymore. And she's like, I guess I have to go. So she goes out and comes back in as Oprah, and she does Oprah really funny, and they gave her boobs.
Yeah, because she goes.
But before she comes back, they do an entire scroll of "We apologize" to the audience.
It wasn't then. It was for the second one. Where they're like, well, now Beyonce wants
outside.
to come in and meet you.
That's funny.
And so she's like,
I saw it between Michelle and Oprah.
I think it was.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was when they said that Beyonce was outside. So she never comes back in for Beyonce. So all you keep hearing is, I want you to wear the gold lame one. I'm going to be in a bathrobe. And then they do the screen. She has to play every black woman. And because of her very huge range as an actress and the fact that we don't have anyone else to play them. But we have 6 guys who can do Woody Harrelson. Matthew McConaughey.
And it was, but when she did come back in as Oprah, it was hysterical. She's like, guess who it is? Oprah!
Which she totally did.
Big boobs, big hair. It was hysterical.
It really was. And funny. The last time that I saw her live was on Bill Maher, on Real Time with Bill Maher, which, if you charge your mom more rent, you could watch. But you don't.
No.
So she was on there, and I've always thought, like, this is one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood.
She is.
And then she showed up at Bill Maher, and there is a chance that she had been in the process of filming Django Unchained.
Because she was so fucking remarkably thin,
and
emaciated.
Last year at the Oscars, right? At the Oscars last year, honest to God, like she walked up on stage and I was horrified to even look at her because she is stunning.
Yeah, she's a pretty gal.
And then she was so weird looking.
Yeah, it was so skinny. It got to such a weird
startling.
level. So she came out, and what I thought, I'm like, is that like a clown dress? I was actually thinking, like, what is that dress? And I actually had to watch the monologue twice because the first time all I kept thinking is, you're a beautiful woman with great style. Why are you wearing that awful dress? So I thought at some point she was going to whip it out and it was going to be something underneath. But the whole time I was like, well, she looks healthy again. Okay. And then they went through like 2 skits and I'm like, oh, she looks really good. And then I read the thing, Kerry Washington pregnant. And I'm like,
oh, that's right.
There it is. She put on 5 pounds of baby.
Because she had a hoot nanny.
Oh, she did.
She did have a hoot nanny.
I saw her new husband, and I thought I'd like to hoot on his nanny.
Who's her new husband?
I have no idea, but he was lovely.
Okay.
So I actually wrote down for my, because I have the iPad with me a lot, and I'll write down like what I want to say for the entertainment section. So I wrote down, Carrie looked better. Is she pregnant? And then I
Come to
Googled
find
it.
out.
I
she
Googled it
was.
because I'm like, she looks really pretty.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a quick movie review, and then we'll move on to something else. So the Oscars are over, kids.
Oh.
Show's over.
Okay.
I've got your winners.
12
You
days.
saw it.
I saw 12 Years a Slave today.
I said 12 days. 12 years. Is
But
what I
we
meant.
knew. Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
12 days would have been enough.
Yeah.
It's really a very, very, very good movie. Amazing
Based on a true story,
performances,
right?
based on
Yeah.
a true story.
I
The guy
read
wrote a book
Buddy's-
and then disappeared off the face of the earth. They don't know where he finished his life. They don't know how he died. No great note was taken of him. I guess this book just kind of like reappeared occasionally and then finally got put into like official print, and somebody finally picked it up at some point in the late what would it be, 19th century. Unflinching, Steven Spielberg is not here to beautifully light or score
Music,
something for
right,
you
yeah.
and make you think that slavery could have been enchanting for 5 or 10 minutes. He's not going to throw some
I'm
girl.
sorry, but that
girl-
is funny.
A girl in a red dress is not going to run through it to make the Holocaust better for you. Nope. It's slavery,
Not
and
at all,
it's
Schindler.
At its finest.
Does he lead you to slavery?
no,
and
oh
emotion?
no, because you have to watch every fucking thing happen, and every time that you want a scene to end, or when there's a song that you thought, okay, I got it, I'm good.
Did you
they
see it
keep
with
singing the
Buddy or no?
song through like 3 different scenes where the song just keeps going, and you're like,
And it's haunting.
Stop
Yeah.
singing that. Stop singing that.
Did you see it with Buddy or no?
No, I just saw it this afternoon.
Yeah, he wrote his blog. Did you read?
Oh yeah, I
it?
had 2 responses to it.
Brilliant. Yeah, I didn't see that yet. That just brilliant. And it's, when I read it, I thought I have got to see that more than I thought.
And Oprah has seriously, Amy Adams, because they owe her, because she'll be on her 5th nomination. She's going to get a nomination for American Hustle this year. That's a given. Just watching the previews, it's like last year with what's her
I
face
can't
from
wait
Les
for that
Mis.
movie. I'm
Yeah.
so excited
Right.
for
I saw
Anne Hathaway.
the trailer for Les Mis, and I'm like, it's Anne
Yeah, you
Hathaway's
said
Oscar.
it.
It
Yep.
didn't. We didn't have to wait for the
Yep,
movie. Same
we
thing
did.
with American Hustle. It's Oprah, Amy Adams, and this girl that plays, I think it's Patsy. Oh my God. This is one of those performances that you will not be able to stop talking about for a really long time after it ends. And I'm going to butcher his name, so you're going to have to excuse me as I IMDb him, because
Is it European?
Oh, it's really European, and I have been butchering it for years.
Oh, the gentleman who plays the lead.
Yes, and I actually have it up here to help me out with it, and I lost it because I forgot why I had that page up. Okay, Chiwetel Ejiofor, great actor. He's been in a few movies that I've really, really enjoyed, and he's in Dirty Pretty Things, which I recommend all the time. And I know none of you have taken my advice and watched it yet.
Not yet.
No,
Not yet.
Nope.
but it's a great movie, so you can see something with him that's not god-awful horrible. Kind of is. Let me just make sure he's in Dirty Pretty Things, because I say that all the time, and he may not actually be in that movie. Yeah, he is.
Okay.
But he's in Kinky Boots. He's the drag queen in Kinky Boots, too.
Oh,
So you can
okay.
watch something
Oh,
nice. He's in
wow,
Love,
okay.
Actually. He's in Children of Men, which is the movie by the guy that just made Gravity that I talk about all the time. And I try to get you all to see because of the long shot. And so this is one of the greatest performances I think I have ever seen by an actor. He is amazing, and the camera just lingers on his face long enough till you just see every moment of devastation he feels. It's just amazing. Michael Fassbender from Shame and the movie about the storm coming, whatever the hell that was called.
Perfect
Take
Storm?
Shelter. No, Take Shelter. Just everybody gives performance, and every time somebody comes on screen, it just gives a performance you cannot forget. Engelbert Humperdinck, Bender
both of
Botch,
them, right.
whatever his name is, the guy that we keep talking about, the British guy that I never get his name right.
But it's Fassbender and Humperdinck, and they're both what?
Yeah, it's Bender Crotch,
both
or whatever
weird.
his name is.
Bender Crotch.
Everybody
That's
in
my
this
screen
movie
name.
is amazing. And I can't even get to what Patsy's, because
Hootenanny.
when you look at the thing and you find out what Patsy's real name is, and you will thank me for not trying to say that out loud.
Like, brr,
But
like that, right?
kind of.
Yeah, kind
like
of.
apostrophe O.
Because I
kind
saw
of
them.
thing.
I actually saw them on The View, and I was like, "What's that name again? What the hell was that?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because I have to give credit to this guy, because he is an amazing actor, and I keep liking
So
him.
he's the one that you think will win Best Actor?
Oh,
bar none.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, it's done. That race is over. The only reason Best Supporting Actress is interesting is because there's a couple nominees Best Actress is pretty much over. Is it going to be Kate Blanchett or is it going to be Sandra Bullock?
Okay.
Who you got? Let me please get this guy's name right. Oh my God, we have talked about him like every week for the last 4 weeks, and his name always escapes me.
I was going to.
I don't know.
Mahatma Gandhi.
Benedict Cumberbatch. I am
Yes,
so
that's right.
sorry.
I was going to say
Cumberbatch.
Benedict Arnold the minute you said that.
Because you
I'm
started
like,
to say Humperdinck.
Yeah, 'cause it's-
Engelbert Humperdinck.
It's that ridiculous of a name.
It is, and it is.
It is, but he gives a just amazing
It is
performance.
interesting what your parents are thinking. When your last name is Cumberbatch, why are you going to go with Benedict?
Just go with Ben.
Yeah, Ben Cumberbatch.
You know what I mean? Give us one thing. Well, come on, Chiwetel.
Ben Batch.
What do we got? So, an amazing movie, and I think it's how and Brad Pitt is the main producer. It's a Plan B production, so I think it's how Brad Pitt gets his first Oscar for Best Picture. I think Picture and Director. I don't know. I mean, there's a couple toss-ups because Gravity for Best Director, I would give it to them, but this one, just the unflinching, and it is for all of us that are just driven crazy by Steven Spielberg at every fucking turn. This is the movie to see to understand why
scenery,
I can't.
The
everything
anti-Steven
is
Spielberg.
We don't have to have beautiful backlighting
Right.
to whip somebody. You know what I mean? No, it's a hot fucking summer day in the South, and bad things happen.
Yeah.
I don't need John Williams to like beat me over the fucking head with a club.
I just finished a book about slavery and the Underground Railroad, and it was an incredible story that called The Last Runaway. Anyway, it was great. And it was just, it's like one of those books that you get done and you just want more. You just want to like know more about it and read more about it and learn more and kind of like have more of that story. And then 12 Years a Slave, I started seeing the previews, and I'm just really looking forward to
Right, especially with the Underground Railroad. And you realize, like, there has been a lot of Jewish people in Hollywood over the years, so I feel like the Holocaust has been really well represented. There's been very honest depictions of that, and I just think, and that was Buddy's point, was like, true movies about slavery that don't kind of gloss over it are rare because they're all being made by white middle-aged directors who are like, well, we don't really know, but here's a part of it, and this one is just it's unflinching, but it's not so bad that you like walk out sobbing and want to kill yourself. It is a movie like about like we did some horrible shit as a nation, and guess what was behind all of it? The Bible.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. And that's when as the movie ended, and I said it out loud without really thinking of it. I'm like, so really, nothing good ever comes from religion. Because they had a Bible verse to back up every single thing they did.
God damn it.
But then the
just makes me
slaves
so
had a Bible verse
pissed.
to justify every part of their life. Like they took the book of their oppressors and they made it a book about their hope and survival and like sang songs of hope based on the same story. And I'm like, how can you read the same book that says they can do this to you and like sing this beautiful song about spiritual like what the fuck is wrong with you people and why do you think the moon sheds light? Like why can't we get you to a third grade education? So
was it in Waco, Texas?
Oh yeah,
some of it, yeah. Some of the actual scenes take place.
It really, so it's an amazing thing, and it opened last week, limited run. It's only in like 400 theaters and it's already at like $5 million, so hopefully it'll make some money and it'll get people out and get people educated. Because there's a senator in Nevada and a senator, I can't remember what the other state is, who actually said, because they're talking about, well, I have to do what my constituents want. And the one guy said, well, if my constituents wanted, I'd have to hold my nose, but I'd have to vote for slavery.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have to hold
Like,
my
this
nose.
is-
Yeah, but if
like
it's
last week.
This is
like
right,
not
yeah.
even like 10 days ago.
Yeah.
But if my constituents said they wanted it, I can't not listen to my constituents. I'm sorry, you have to be the moral compass of something.
Right.
Yeah.
Something. I don't pick one fucking thing, but you can't say, well, if they want slavery, I
guess I gotta do it. Oh my God.
Right, and that's when you know, like, okay, we need a little bit of education in our nation.
Oh.
So that really is all I have
little.
is for entertainment. So I'm just going to break off to this because I think we were all hearing about it, and I have some very pointed opinions on it. Because I listened to 92.3, which I've got to stop doing because I seriously am going to firebomb that fucking station. And that's probably one of the first things. Is that the station I listen to? What's that? Oh, fucktards. They were, they are seriously the most offensive group of people outside of congressional Republicans that I am aware of.
We obviously listen to it for two different reasons. I have it as background noise,
I like some of
I can't
it.
let something that offensive be background noise. Like they make me sit on my toilet, and I really go in and close the seat because it's in my bathroom, and I just sit there and I just get filled with hate and rage. So they're talking about this Miami Dolphins story with this guy that's getting bullied, and I'm sorry, he's being what's the word? Blackmailed. For $15,000 to pay for a trip. They're doing cruel things to him. They're threatening him with violence. They're calling him
racist voice.
Like they're calling him, I can't even say the word, but they're calling him a half one of the N-word that I've heard enough of today to last me a while. But they're calling him all these horrible things, and then these guys on this fucking station are like, he's 300 pounds. Why can't he man up and take it? I'm sorry, but if someone has the sense to stand up and say, I've had enough, I'm going to leave. Because if he doesn't, you know what's going to happen? You're going to have that same guy that you're all like, he should man up, is going to man up with a gun and shoot you motherfuckers. Because that's the next step. These are all like, think about what you're doing. It's like I say about the drag queen Indian that everyone, the guy people used to come into the bar and they would pick fights with. Keep doing that. But underneath the dress is a 6'3" Indian man that's about 220 and is going to take you out like the stick you are. You keep picking on him. And guess what? He's gonna snap because he's had about 5 drinks.
Right.
And when the drag queen did turn around and punch the guy, we called the cops on the guy on the floor. We're like, we told you over and over again.
Shut up.
Yes, it's in a dress, but that's a man underneath there, and pretty soon some testosterone is gonna find its way to the surface.
Those are the
I have him here.
The thing about that too is that I don't know if you've seen the other article. I have it saved. That they're trying to say, but he was bullied too. He was bullied.
And most times, yes, they are. That's absolutely fine to say, but you have to stop the cycle at some point.
You do have to stop the cycle, but and this is just a curiosity, the question I'm posing, because where does a line kind of get drawn where you can say, I mean, because people are running out of, I'm being bullied, so I'm going to wear a trench coat and I'm going to go shoot up a school. And I'm being bullied, and quite frankly, there are times in life where you are really bullied with shit that you have said that you're like, are you kidding me? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me, Al. And then there's shit that, like, happened to me. And I'm like, I really wasn't bullied,
Until you reach that point.
But I mean, because of being fat. When I was younger, Jeff Diebel constantly, we just called him Weebles Wobbles. They don't fall down. But,
I thought you were grabbing my sweatshirt out of my...
You want that? I shut the air off.
Oh, no, just grab my sweatshirt.
The hard part for me is to look at it and say, here it was this portly child who was bullied. And he was called lard ass, and he was called a lot of things. And none of this is okay. And I'm not condoning any of it. And I'm not saying that he wasn't really bullied, because he was. Okay.
And bully is in the eye of the beholder.
Sure, absolutely, and I can go with that. But to then when you're talking about needing to stop that, absolutely, because now this is different. That this is like yelling fire in a crowded theater. Right. What this guy's doing.
No, it's hazing. He's being hazed.
It's past hazing. That's past hazing.
Oh, no. I don't know which side you're taking. Am I arguing with you or agreeing with you?
You are so cute right now. What I'm getting at is that there has to be the idea that it is in the eye of the beholder, and I can go with all of that. But this is like terroristic fucking threats.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Well, and so you're a lard ass. Well, you fucking half and blah, blah, blah.
And piece of shit.
And I'm going to kill you.
And I'm going to kill your mother.
And
the point is,
I'm going to slap your fucking mouth. Then I'm going to slap your real mother in her fucking face. Fuck you. You're still a rookie. I'll fucking kill you.
Right.
And I love that he vehemently denies any wrongdoing.
Yes.
Yeah, but
it's his voice, right? And his text messages.
And you got to remember that we're dealing with that same age as the banker girl. This kid, he's a rookie. He's 21, 22 years old.
The one who's
being bullied.
Incognito
is like 25 or 26.
What a great name.
Is I actually don't know if I have his age, but he's a 9-year veteran of the NFL.
Oh, okay.
So regardless, he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. But you have to, and so these people on 92.3 are like going on and on about manning up. No, he did the right thing. He said enough, and he went and got a counselor.
Yeah.
And then he got a fucking lawyer because he remembered how much money he makes. And he's like, no, shit is not going down. You are not going to do this. And then I don't know if you watch. I can't remember what she'll know what the name of the show is. It's on HBO, and they follow the Jets one year in training camp, and it was called like Make It or Break It, and it was about how tough it was. And they showed the one guy on the ground, literally hogtied, which I don't think you should really do to a black person in 2013 or 2011 when that was on. And they like threw Gatorade at him, and then they put like the powder that they put on their hands into his face and into his eyes, and then they did it with every single fluid. They hogtied him, and then they like dragged him across the field, and they were like, "Oh, it's a rookie prank." No, it's not.
Yeah.
There's
No, that's
and I know
that's
there's
like
going to be
abuse.
argument.
Right.
Oh, they make millions of dollars. Don't feel sorry for them. But when one of them snaps, and then you're wondering why there's like dead bodies all around, let me tell you why. Let me point to the reasons.
Or even kill themselves, and not to mention football players have such a high prevalence of head injuries.
Head injuries,
and so
right? You have little mental, legit
you mix
mental
a couple
illness with this?
knockarounds with like with that, and you're in big trouble. And I have a hard time with people saying, "Oh, it's hazing," because my brother was in a fraternity.
No, but I mean hazing in a bad way.
I know what you mean, but my brother was in a fraternity, and there was some hazing. And they used to wake the guys up at 3 a.m. and make them, in their underwear, follow a truck and do calisthenics in the cold.
All right, that's fine.
Hazing. That's like, and they all laugh
That's
and they
not
take
torture,
pictures.
right.
And then they pile them in the back of the truck, and then they take them somewhere warm, and they say like, haha, this was fun, go back to bed. That's just a hazing ritual. Now I'm sure that
Not
they
one
may
of
have
these
done
people
more.
has come back with a bottle of wine.
But yes, but then you look at hazing, like the other kids that are hazing, or that band kid that was hazed to death.
Yeah.
This is not hazing.
This is on its way to hazing to death. Yeah. With death threats.
End of hour 2, as we conclude this second hour. We have more to come. Katie hasn't even really touched the top of her sports segment. We'll get to that in just a moment.
Well,
Coming up in just a little while, we've got our thoughtful vulgarity segment where we pose a question to the cast and then we answer it repeatedly and drunk. I have a new beverage. I hope you have one too. Our drinking word is hootenanny. If you're listening to us online, please say hi in the chat room. Let us know you're there. Ooh. We'll be back in just moments with hour 3. Stick around.
Oh, you can leave it out. It's cool.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening, the beginning of hour 3, our final hour on this Tuesday night. We are coming, you're not coming, we are coming to you live from Studio C. We're not even breathing hard, to be quite honest. Coming to you live from Studio C.
It's not that kind of hootenanny yet.
Don't say yet.
Yeah, I know.
Coming to you live from Studio C in the heart of Central Phoenix. My name is Clayton McKee. Thank you for being with us. I'm here alongside our normal cast of talent. It's Katie June, Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins, all rounding out our cast on this. My gosh, what is this? This is our first show of November?
Yeah,
it is.
My gosh,
wow.
The time is flying by.
How time flies.
It does. We have many, many things going on. Coming up in just a little bit, our thoughtful vulgarity segment where we go a little introspective and answer questions. I'm spitting on the microphone. Answer all kinds of questions that Al usually poses to us and that are backed up by booze.
As God intended.
Our drinking word is hootenanny. So if you'd like to join us in that, please drink along with us. But at this time, we're going to throw it
for
to
the harmony note.
But at this time, we're going to throw it to our one and only. She can do it with style and grace. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Katie June in sports.
This week in sports and other stuff.
He's going to hawk something up if he says it in that voice.
A little bit more about what's happening in football. Let's talk
Florida.
A smidge about hazing. We're also going to talk about a middle school football coach who's losing his job for a coming-of-age party, the New York City Marathon, wheelchair race, and more.
And more in sports.
I'll do the next AIDS walk in a wheelchair.
That sounds good. You're going to have someone push you, or you're going to actually
hope for that?
Oh, I'll hoof it.
Yeah, good. Okay.
He's not hoping. He's just going to do it.
Well, we'll just go back really briefly. So
That's
we were
some
just
strong
talking. We were just talking, of course, about kind of this culture of harassment in the NFL. And one of the things that Molly brought up in the chat room, which is really good point, is how kind of all of these hazings have really strong homosexual overtones. And it really is true.
Homophobic, yeah.
Well, homophobic. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. But that, like my brothers, I was just saying my brother, they were made to wake up in the night and go out and do calisthenics in the freezing cold in the snow, right? So that is all in good fun, except for that they had to do it all in their underwear, right? So it wasn't like wake up and put on your sweats and we're going outside. It's like wake up.
Add that little bit of nudity.
You just kind of always do. And it seems like there is so much of that. I mean, there's a lot of that in weird fraternity life anyway.
Yeah, there's a borderline homoerotic part.
Yeah,
Now the thing that the fucktards on 92.3 were saying was like the what they found so offensive was that when they were kids going, whoever these two guys are, but when they were, and I think with the time zone, with the time thing switch, I want to say there's a different
Daylight
show
savings?
on now when I turn it on. Yeah.
No, it's the same. It's exactly.
Oh, okay.
Remember, our time doesn't change.
What time do you listen?
It is
You're
all
welcome.
local.
You're
time do you
welcome.
Because
listen?
there's an asshole doctor that I listen to sometimes, and then there's the two guys that I hate that do Fact or Fiction.
Mac and Gatos.
Yeah. So
I
they
really hate Mac, but Gatos I can sometimes handle. He's the more logical
They were so
of the
upset
two.
that high school and younger, I guess, football coaches couldn't call them fags. And they went, that was like a big section.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, they were like, they cannot believe the limitations they put on the coaches that when they were there, they were motivated by being called names. And if you call them, now it's called a slur and it's the F word and you're not allowed to say it. And I'm like,
yeah, fags, not okay.
Yeah.
But they were like dancing around it like, oh, coaches like that. Nothing's going to motivate a young child more than being called a fag. And I was like, why are you people on the air?
Wow. Yeah.
Like,
that's interesting.
How unenlightened can a human being be?
And I would be really interesting to go back and listen to that. I do have to say just that I feel like Gatos, one of the two, is oftentimes, Mac is just an extremist and he's the, light pants on fire kind of guy that wants to rile everybody up. But Gatos usually is more kind of level-headed. So I would love to go back and find that. I'm not doubting that it happened, that's pretty hideous.
Yeah, and it really was. I'm like, well, now we're at this level of like, not only should this because he's big, he should be able to take anything, and that it's just offensive that we're keeping high school coaches from not calling the guys fags to motivate them. Like, that's your idea of motivating people that are about to get a head injury? Is
go out there and do it, you faggot.
Well, that's what they did even to the girls in high school. I mean, not calling them fags, but as far as in,
I guess I was just
you throw like a girl.
I was
and
just
it's
not
that Madonna song. What it feels like for a girl because being a girl is offensive.
Just not an athlete, I guess, because I was a swimmer and our coaches were real super nice, and we
the whole lard ass kind of thing like that it's not uncommon. Like if somebody doesn't get after a ball, they might not be a big person.
Yeah.
But they're still going to call you a lard ass.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Do you recall the video that came out within the last 6 months of the women's basketball coach that was like physically abusing
I remember hearing about it.
So there was a women's basketball coach that was taking that like, hard ass stance with her players, but we're talking like screaming in their faces, throwing basketballs at them.
Oh, yeah.
Physically abusive. The best thing to come out of that story was when Molly, funny girl from Mike and Molly.
McCarthy. Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah.
No.
Jenny McCarthy.
Molly. Fuck.
Stella
Is it Molly?
McCartney. No.
Paul McCartney. I don't know. Mahatma Gandhi.
Go with that. When she was on Saturday Night Live and
Melissa.
Hey, and that was
But
insane.
they're cousins.
That was a
But Jenny and Melissa are cousins.
I did not know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, they're cousins.
Absolutely.
So when Melissa McCarthy was on Saturday Night Live as this coach, and it was fucking hysterical. And she was literally getting up and chucking basketballs at their faces. She was like running them down in the court in a golf cart. I mean, it was real funny. So side note, if you haven't seen that Saturday Night Live skit, look it up.
Laura has on here that Incognito guy went to high school in Glendale.
What?
So as far as being local,
it is.
Because I was thinking, no, it's the Miami Dolphins. But wow, how about that?
Do you think that I wonder if
It
maybe
could be part of the culture, and this could be one of the things that they may have to change
of the NFL.
Of the NFL,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I wonder if Mac and Gatos were maybe sticking up for him more because he was a local boy. You know, perhaps maybe they were like feeling a little bit
One
defensive.
way or another,
I mean,
it's
not
not
appropriate.
But I think all of the sports people took that tone at first of like bullying. You know what I mean? I think everybody at first, because the Dolphins were kind of saying like, no, none of this happens. And then the Dolphins saw that page that you have, and they're like, oh, he's gone.
Shit.
Yeah, they were like, oh, he's on leave. He's on unpaid leave.
But what I
think
think
is-
and not all fat girls are named Molly. Marnie, Melissa, what else?
I was just reading an article about her and Mike and Molly today. PSSS. So, but what
Molly,
I
I love you.
I love, though. I like that this guy Martin stuck up for himself.
Yeah.
And I like that he
Right.
was like, you know
And
what?
then he
Yes,
just walked
I'm a
away.
big dude, but guess what? Fuck you. I'm not putting up with this. And it's
Also,
good for
did anybody see him stand next to Incognito? Not that big.
They're about the same size.
Are
I mean,
they?
he doesn't
There's
look
no-
like it to me.
Yeah, there's no intimidation factor there because they're both about the same size.
See,
But
it
what I
didn't
think
look
is-
like it to me, Incognito looked huge.
Oh no, but yeah, they're both big.
Compared,
yeah.
yeah.
But what
they're
I-
brawny men.
What I love is that
I wouldn't fuck with either one of them.
I hope that would just help other people, younger people who are really, not that he's not in a real bullied situation, but he has a good support system. That younger people might see that and go, well, I can do this too. And
Yeah,
I can stand
I can
up
step
and
out
I can
and get
right,
help.
Yeah,
I
but
can,
he did what a real man's going to do, and he walked away. He did what a real human being
And that's what I'm
is
saying. He
going
needs to be
do.
congratulated from walking away and saying, fuck this, I'm out. We're going to fix the situation before I come back. Now, what was the show on... Oh, you don't have HBO.
Go ahead.
But what was the show about...
Give me a try.
With the
Don't
NFL,
bully
where they
me.
did the NFL preseason things, and the one
Oh.
year they picked the Jets.
Are you talking about just the NFL
Make it-
Prime?
No, but they follow...
Making the band.
It's kind of like that. They follow them through the whole...
Making the football team. Making the Jets.
Preseason. And the one year it was the Jets.
Benny and the Jets.
And that's how I found Mark Sanchez.
Jets and the Hootenanny.
That's how you found Mark.
Anyways,
They're, on ESPN, they had that. I mean, they followed through training camps and did all kinds of stuff.
No,
but
it
I
was
don't
they
know
picked
about-
one team and they followed them through the whole training. But that's what they
okay.
did. The guy being like hazed and kind of tortured, and I'm like, that really kind of has some. It kind of came off as racial overtones,
sure.
in the way that it was depicted.
Yeah, but see, the interesting thing, John Gruden. The interesting thing to me, John Gruden was on. He used to be Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach, and now he's Monday Night Football commentator, and he was talking on ESPN about the fact that there's a certain locker room etiquette, if you will, for lack of a better term, because it was a really bad choice. And Trent Dilfer came on, who was a quarterback as well, not as well, but a quarterback for a few different teams. And he was talking about how it was almost like dismissing what Incognito had done, kind of, like enough to where you could tell he was uncomfortable about it. And this is before the voicemails came out, where he was like, it's just really hard, Dilfer was saying, because in the locker room, there's going to be different things about religion and different things. He didn't use the word sexuality, but
I saw that interview.
Did you see it?
Yes.
Where you
Hard
could
Knocks.
tell.
It's called Knocks. Yes, it's called Hard Knocks.
Where you could tell he was
Thank
just
you,
kinda
Molly,
like,
as always.
I don't know what to do about this and
Yeah.
what to say, because
That interview was very interesting because you could tell that there was more that he wanted to talk
Right,
about. But he
exactly.
was like, you have to tell me all the information you have before I offer anything, because I don't want this to turn into a whistleblower scenario.
Right. Yeah, he looked really uncomfortable with it. But
Wait,
what he's saying, though,
are you
it's
talking about
not
Tim?
okay.
Who are you talking about?
About Trent Dilfer.
Okay, because I'll tell you this other thing that I just read was in another article that this is about that a lot of the teammates are sticking up for Incognito.
Yep, I'd heard that.
And they're standing behind him, and they're saying,
because that lawsuit's going to hit them.
Yeah, well, the
sure.
teammates
because
are
there's no way they couldn't have heard it.
right, and the teammates are saying the environment in the locker room is not negative, and we have so much fun, and he's a really funny guy. And ESPN.com, Tim Keown, doesn't matter. He is a guy on ESPN.com.
Yep.
And he said, beneath the disgusting details of threats and taunts and racism lies an uncomfortable truth. The NFL needs Richie Incognito more than it needs Jonathan Martin. And how sad is that? That now you've got your franchise now. Who knows what they're saying or not saying? But all of a sudden now the players are starting to come out one by one and say, no, he's actually a really great guy and he didn't intimidate me and he's super and we love him around here and
then
good for morale.
And then you got to worry, and what I would worry about if it was
and
me.
how much of that's coming from the franchise?
If you got to worry if it's me in that situation and I'm going out there against 8-9 refrigerators. I don't know how many guys line up. I can't remember. 9?
There are 9 otherwise.
Yeah, 9 line up against you. You have your teammates to back you up. So if you've pissed them off in the locker room or something and they're like,
Eight in the box.
Yeah, missed that tackle.
That's wrong.
And all of a sudden you get plowed by 3 guys from the other side. You're going to get crippled.
You're totally right.
So that's where, because before I found out all that was going on, I'm like, no, if you don't feel safe, you're certainly not going to go out to Monday Night Football and watch a bunch of your fellow linemen miss a tackle so you can get the shit kicked out of you and everybody be like, oh, I tripped.
Right.
You know, that's what's, because like we've said, they're breeding them bigger now. They're doing a little animal husbandry over there in the hootenanny.
Yeah, they are. Animal husbandry. That is some hootenanny business. So listen, we've got another football incident here. Middle school football coach lost his job.
Yes, he did.
Now, this is just kind of a case of this guy, he's just not letting, his pride was hurt, and he's basically just, now he's not backing down, because what he did was fucking stupid, and what he should have done was say, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a dickhead.
We'll move it.
But instead, he refused to change plans for his middle school team party at Hooters.
That's 8th and 9th graders, right?
7th and 8th.
7th and 8th
6th,
graders.
7th, and 8th.
7th and 8th. That's what Aaron teaches.
Portland, Oregon lost his job following his refusal to change plans that he'd made for a team party at Hooters. Yes, that Hooters. Skimpy outfits that bills itself as delightfully tacky yet unrefined. That's where you need to take a bunch of 7th graders with raging fucking hormones and boners is to Hooters.
Right.
Like, not the place to take them.
Where somebody looks like Jenny McCarthy's going to do a hula hoop dance in front of your wing meal.
Thank you.
Yes.
Here's your wings.
Leave their wing meal on.
Side of wings with my wings.
Is that cream sauce? What sauce is that?
Gross.
Put your tight pants on.
Hoot nanny.
We're big pants people.
The coach remained steadfast in his choice of venue despite his subsequent job loss. This is where listen, let's put your pride aside.
He's already on fire and he's still screaming, pour gas on me.
Yes. And he said, yes, this is worth losing my coaching job over.
Hooters.
And but although he acknowledged that Hooters isn't exactly a pizza parlor, he chose this location, seeing this as his opportunity. This is what he said, to provide a coming of age ceremony for a whole bunch of fucking 12-year-olds.
Those are tits.
Yeah.
Year of age.
I mean,
good luck.
What is this? Like, I want to have that. I'm going to go ahead and do that with my daughter. First of all, Hooters food fucking blows. There you have it. I mean, if anyone...
If lost another potential sponsor.
If anyone should be pissed, it's the parents for making me go eat at Hooters. That's actually really true.
And second of all, it's a bar.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a bar and
you're
grill.
taking 12, 13, 14-year-olds. That's where the first... Oh, you brought a kid to
a bar. These children, they are kids.
There's your story.
You know,
but they're selling Hooters like they tried to sell Vegas as a family resort.
Yeah, it's stupid.
You can't do that. It's a bar with tits and ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mom and Dad aren't going to stay sober to make sure that Junior's got a good time at Circus Circus.
I went to Streets of New York, an actual pizza parlor, and I saw a high school soccer team outing. Perfect. Go have pizza. Go take your junior hires still want to play skee ball. Like take them to Peter Piper and give them some pizza and like give them some tokens. Hootenanny at Peter Piper. So just a regular old Peter Piper.
Because guess what? You're still going to see tits. Because people half the
people
population have tits.
Yes.
You're just going to see ones that might be natural.
Yeah.
Al has his right there.
Case in point.
Case in point. Al's hootenanny.
You might see a hootenanny. And it might also be Al's.
I'm terribly uncomfortable.
But anyway, it's kind of crazy that this is happening. Just leave the Hooters for the.
But how many of these stories could be ended with the brilliant thing you had? Just say, you know what, I fucked up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's the end of almost every story we've talked about today.
Stupid decision.
Yeah, bad decision. I'm just going to take that back.
I actually saw today on the. You dropped your thingy.
Yeah, my bad. I threw it away.
In an interview where this coach was talking, I don't know who the hell he was talking to. He actually said that. Well, that's where he took his sons, and it went okay for them.
Those
so
are your
why
sons.
No, I know that, but still, I'm thinking. Yeah. Again, you took. How old are you at 6th, 7th, 8th grade? I don't even remember.
Literally 11, 12, 13.
Okay,
yeah.
so. No.
No, yeah.
You don't.
The correct answer is
no.
no.
I grew up in a bar because my grandparents owned it. My parents worked in it.
Right.
I was around, but I wasn't seeing that.
I grew up in a bar because I'm a whore.
But your high school math teacher didn't lead you there.
And everybody was
he was
fully
the choir
clothed.
director.
Everybody was fully clothed at the bar that my grandparents ran.
Right.
But not Hooters.
And
for
thank
God's
God
sakes.
was my choir director. I slept with somebody else while I
But
was
also,
there.
we're talking high school, and this is like little kids. It's just not appropriate.
No, not at all.
Their food is disgusting anyway.
And I have a gay friend, just one.
No.
I know. We had a hoot nanny once, and I had to kick him out.
We need to talk about it.
He wasn't good at the hootin' or the nannies. So...
How about the
And
we aren't friends anymore.
It's Casey Stafford. He might listen. Who knows?
I know exactly.
He's like, oh, well, we're going to go to Hooters and watch the football game. I'm like,
why?
No, there's no we in that sentence. I'm like, I'm not going to Hooters. He's like, oh. No, I'm not going to Hooters. Like, whatever you're doing at Hooters is not going to include me.
Pick it out any other place.
And then now Casey grew up just south of Buffalo.
Yeah.
I'm from north of Buffalo, and here's what he throws at me. You ready for this one? They have really good wings. You.
Yeah, really fuck you.
Those at
Casey.
best, those
Casey,
are
I'm sure you're great.
mediocre wings.
Not even.
Yeah.
They are horrible.
I'm saying on a good day they got to mediocre. I'm like, you're gonna tell somebody from the Western New York area that we're going to the Tit Palace because there's good wings and we're both gay?
Yeah, like I'm okay with a hot girl in a little shirt.
Tell
but
me a lie I can believe.
I would never go to Hooters. Like I would never do it. It's gross food.
I'd go on a dare.
And quite frankly, much like the guys that I used to work with would go to Christie's
dare
because
you
for
to
lunch
go to
because
Hooters.
they have great steak.
Oh yeah.
I don't want steak and bush. Like I don't want your vagina up in my lunch.
But they did have good shoes.
Christie's.
The girls at Christie's had great shoes.
Well, they were pretty
I dare
girls.
you to go to Hooters.
You dare me to go? Well, I can go.
I mean, I've been, but there was nothing.
He said he would go on a dare, maybe.
You know what?
So I was trying
you
to-
know what
I
I
know-
gotta tell you though?
I know where it is.
You know what my new favorite thing is?
I don't.
And I'll go anywhere that has it.
Arizona Center.
Pretzel buns.
Oh, that makes
What
sense.
the fuck? Where's that? What's that?
Have you ever had a hootenanny with a pretzel bun?
No, but sounds like you have.
It's half
Sounds like a
pretzel,
mouthful.
half bun.
Yeah, no,
And
pretzel
then-
buns are the bomb.
You know how they upped it a level? They went Jewy on it, and they made it a pretzel bagel.
Ooh.
With fucking rock salt, like a real goddamn bagel.
Pretzel buns are bananas.
Is there a cheese?
They went Jewy
That's
on
an
it?
actual term. It's an actual term.
Okay.
I just so when you up the level,
Intentional. Racism.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the race. That's of the racist. That Jewy was of the racist
Jewiness
persuasion.
level, the Jewiness was all over the place. It was off the hook.
We're not talking religion.
It was
We're
off
talking
the
race.
hook.
It was off the hook.
I am complimenting them on a finely made bagel.
Yeah, they are.
So it's kind of a slap in the face and a
Getting Jewy with it.
Yeah.
getting Jewy with it. Came with a little
So-
gesture. Came with a mini stroke.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh Jesus.
Wow. Out of Florida.
Oh boy.
For the people that are watching this on video, you may have seen that little gesture, and I think I made it more offensive.
If that was possible, if your Jewy
Just in
stroke
case you thought
could
I
be
was
more
getting too
offensive.
far up the cross, I just shimmied on right now.
Thank you for that. Put yourself back in your rightful place.
Oh, very Jewy of you, Al. Get off the cross. We need the wood. What else you got?
Lastly in sports.
Lastly.
In sports. Now, I have a couple of things, but we might just go right into our question.
Surely he said Chewy. I love Laura.
No, he didn't.
Laura may be stoned.
Jeffrey S., I am still
Oh.
searching for the best place in Central Phoenix for wings, and you call me anytime, and we
Damn
will
it.
go looking together.
I'll tell you, I actually had some really good wings.
As close as I've gotten is Western New York.
No, I actually
To Central Phoenix.
I had good wings at the Arcadia Tavern. over on Thomas
48
and 48th Street.
Indian School.
And thank you.
You're completely fucked
And
up.
when
on
I
that.
order,
wrong.
when I order extra crispy and they say what, I just hang up. I'm
Yeah,
like, our conversation's
I don't
over.
know if they do delivery, but they have some really good flavors. Like because I'm a purist.
Buffalo wings.
But they do a sweet buffalo.
Oh, but you know what though?
Which I really like.
And I'm gonna shimmy on down the
Yeah.
cross, and I just tried to crawl up
Yeah.
because those lemon pepper fucking things at I don't know. It's up at Christown Mall. It's called Wings and R Us or
Wingstop.
We Got Chicken. Yeah. That
Well, at my China store,
Wings,
they have
bones.
wasabi wings, and I love those. But NYPD, this is not because Laura's listening. I love their upstate wings.
Hey, Laura, what you doing next
Delicious.
Tuesday?
now what kind of wings are they making upstate?
Bringing us upstate.
They have the upstate wings, then they have like hot wings, and the
Do they have boneless?
upstate.
Do they have boneless?
I was just trying to
do
catch
have
you in a
boneless
trap.
now, and
Because I won't do bone.
I
I'm
don't
with you.
like
I don't-
boneless as much.
I have to have. I don't either.
Yeah.
But you know what I
have
will
to-
do though?
I like bone in.
Otherwise, it has to be drummies.
If you will.
I
The
know.
only way I can do it is drummies.
And I'm so
If
so
gonna do
bad.
it.
I
Can't
will
do the
sit
wings?
there.
No,
and
but I would just like grilled chicken with that upstate sauce.
I'll
on it.
wrestle my nieces, and that's getting harder to do because they're adults now. Because I
And you're
only
an
want
old white woman?
I want the drumstick ones. I don't want the little part that makes them almost fly.
Oh, yeah, no,
but
I'm
I
into-
do like to stick my tongue
Me
through that and
too!
suck the meat out of it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So do I. Ooh, I do that.
It's a little bit filthy,
A lot.
but it tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
Do your last sports story, would you?
Tatiana
Now I want wings. Jeffrey, call me. We'll go look for wings.
Me too. Tatiana McFadden completes women's wheelchair sweep with a win in New York. She is she's only 24 years old. She has now won the New York Marathon, the London Marathon, Boston Marathon, and Chicago Marathon in a wheelchair.
Overachiever hootenanny.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Overachiever.
this girl
I think she's chewy.
is like defying all kinds of crazy odds. She's actually was born in Russia, had a serious spinal defect, was dumped off in an orphanage, adopted by a couple here in the
Madonna?
United States.
Oh no, a couple. Angelina and Brad.
Yes, adopted by this couple.
Totally. Well done.
And she just did this marathon, 26.2 miles in a fucking wheelchair. Okay, so I listened to an interview with her. She's talking about climbing hills. I did a like 5K.
She was there when the hills were made.
I literally did a 5K and I couldn't run uphill. I was so tired. And this woman is doing marathons uphill 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 13 seconds.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if you've
Like
ever
full
marathoned.
marathon, like whatever they are,
26.2. I did a half a marathon in just under 4 hours. A half. So
I'm still trying to finish.
I went to that P.F. Chang's thing, and I stood on the corner of Thomas and 44th
yeah,
Street.
and
I
you were
was
tired.
winded.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson, by comparison, because they just talk about a number of finishers in this article, finished the marathon in 5 hours and 41 minutes, and she has 2 legs. And this girl finished it
she's buxom.
in 1 hour and 59 minutes and 13 seconds. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, pretty exciting. This girl is like super cute. She's training for the Special Olympics. She's going to do cross country and all kinds of other crazy shit in Sochi. She's excited to go back to her Russian homeland.
Are her arms like guns?
Oh, yeah.
Because
I
she's
mean,
she is
they
just
have to be.
rolling herself.
And it's that.
She's rolling on a river.
It's the.
And she's rolling.
I wonder if she plays
Rolling.
that in her.
No,
in
she
her
doesn't.
article.
No, she doesn't. That's
But it's like
sacrilegious.
this really, really crazy, really. Because I was picturing her as I'm listening to the article in like just a wheelchair that we're going to push Alan next year. Like,
Oh, no, no.
This is like a sport chair.
They
this
have-
shit is
my
cray.
my dad used to wheelchair race.
Okay, they're like aerodynamic. It's
Well, and that was years because he died in '87.
Yeah.
But they are amazing.
I watched a video of
and
her.
They're so cool. Yeah.
ridiculous.
No, we're gonna push Alan an old style Ernest Jennings, old square ass.
Oh, I want
No.
it from the movie The Changeling.
We had wheelchair races in my basement.
Oh my god, that sounds really fun.
Oh my god, it actually was terribly fun.
Did you
But
were there like
I
multiple
can push
wheelchairs in your
that,
house?
I can push him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
slight chance I've been involved in one in the hospital.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're gonna
Good
call
times.
it. Call it a
Good
break.
times.
We're gonna call it a break.
And that's it in this week of
Sports
and stuff.
I had a couple.
Now, thoughtful vulgarity, where we in the studio try to make ourselves slightly less shallow which is not hard to do. We will ask one question of the panel and have them try to answer it while fucked up drunk. Because you know at home how well it goes when an important question comes up 90 minutes after alcohol has been served. Politics, religion, why not? You're fucked up. What could possibly go wrong? Who could you offend? You've been warned. Good luck.
Well, in honor of Patrick from Maryland, and this nut that has no fucking salt on it at all.
Mountain trail mix from hell.
And I just told Jeffrey where the best wings were, and he's like, road trip. I'm not driving that, but I'll fly with you. I drove it once, and that was enough. I parked the car, and I said, yep, we're done with cross-country road trips.
To Mesa? Where was it?
No, in Niagara Falls. Buzzies in Niagara Falls. They're fucking wings.
Buffalo. I like hearing that.
A hop, skip, and a jump, really.
You go to Honey's for your pizza. You go to Buzzies for your wings. You go to Jocko's for a little bit of both.
I'm going to bring wings next week. Sounds fun.
I'm in.
Okay.
I have
Did we get a feedback from Laura? What's she doing next week? She could bring the goddamn wings.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Or boneless. I just need something boneless.
Maybe also marijuana, but I didn't say that on air. I didn't say it on air.
Nuh-uh.
Nobody
heard it.
Say that.
No, but nobody heard it because we're not on the air, right? No kidding.
And I always want to point this out to people in case I haven't done this yet. That the Louis Jadot vineyard
French.
that I'm so fond of, I've been there.
How come you're not drinking your $4 barefoot shit?
Because every once in a while I want the good stuff.
Okay.
Every once in a while I want to drink like I make money.
But you've been drinking swill for a few weeks. You liked
I have,
it.
but Mama needed something beautiful and golden French.
Okay, got it.
Good.
Mom was like, I got $11. I want something chewy. With a CH, bitch. Stop looking offended.
That's not her offended
I'm not
look.
chewy.
That's not her offended look.
All right, so Patrick wanted to hear our coming out stories, and well, I don't think we've ever heard your official one. I know that you kind of like stumbled your way into it.
Or backed into it, or however you want to say it.
I definitely did not back up.
Oh, and
It
for
was. It was
a
a
little
hootenanny.
sexy time, good time fun, I put a couple of good vines on the Show with Clayton McKee webpage today.
I enjoyed
God,
that.
I'm just trying to get better at that.
He's hot. I know. I want to make a vine, but I want to make a vine with him like doing something dirty to me for 6 seconds.
The North Carolina guy.
I don't know where he's from.
In the locker room, yeah.
I didn't ask any questions. I just watched.
That's his life story right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Now there you have it.
Yeah.
You're buttering me up now. Oh, Laura.
Hashtag wings.
Oh, Laura, if you're making something with butter, I'm in.
Butter and pot.
Oh,
He's
hey,
good.
Patrick. We're going to answer your question.
All right.
Hi,
So this is
Dad.
for Patrick in Maryland. First time, I don't know if he's a first time listener, but first time in the chat room.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
I've never seen the name
I
before.
don't recall. Yeah.
All right. Marnie Ryer.
Yes.
Right? Ooh,
wow.
I know.
Hootenanny, he got it right.
Yeah, first time, long time.
Yeah,
I can't remember
seriously.
either of the 2 stars of 12 Years a Slave name. I had to get something right.
That's a really good point.
It's sad that Marnie Ryer, who you've known for years, is up there with Benedict Cumberbatch and whatever.
As you
the
all
other guy.
should afford.
And Patsy somebody.
Oh no, Patsy. All right, it was almost gonna be offensive, so we'll take a beat and then I'll say it. If you've seen The Good Girl, that's my slave name.
Oh, still offensive. Still, yeah. Hashtag offensive.
Too soon?
Hashtag too soon.
I tried to give it a breath and give you the movie quote because I was like, oh, Patsy, that's my slave name.
You're cute.
It's still funny.
It's cute. I'm going to let that go.
I'm going to choke a little on that one.
Well,
seriously, nothing? All right, a Butterfinger. Tell me your story. How'd you come out? How'd you get there?
How did I get there?
What came before lesbian bed death?
Well, that came very, very quickly. What?
Sorry, Ernie. I'm sorry, Ernie. I'm sure you're a passionate,
not with
passionate
Ernie.
lover.
I doubt that it's with Ernie.
It's
but
not with Ernie.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. I'm sure she's a
Yeah.
passionate lover.
She's fast asleep.
Well, that answers
Well,
it.
there you go.
At least we know she's fast.
Hootenanny
There you have it.
in the Ryer
That's
household.
fast girl.
She's fast asleep before 8 o'clock. I'm not saying she's not anything before 8 o'clock.
Oh, we got 30 minutes.
Before 8 o'clock, she's just fast.
All right.
What?
All right, we're going to make
Right.
this slightly different because this question I know we haven't asked.
Oh.
So-
But we still haven't heard from Katie.
Just get ready to turn red.
Ah, shit.
Tell me about your first time doing it. I want a doing it story. Doing it.
No.
Yeah.
I'm actually stumped at trying to remember.
Oh, I remember.
Wait.
No, this is from Patrick. First time. At 9:31 p.m.
Maybe he
Arizona
was
time.
saying he's a first time in the chat room.
Yeah, first time
Damn
in the
it,
chat
Patrick,
room.
back me up. Help me out.
But I'm happy to
just stay
do
there,
first
Patrick.
time boy and first time girl.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. I'll do both, too. It's a bell. It was made in China. What do you need to know?
Also, after we're done, before we're done, Sean Nerdahl specifically asked me to ask you a question in entertainment, and I forgot to do it.
Okay.
So before
You should ask it now.
we're done, after we do this question, I have an entertainment question
All right.
for Sean. Hey, Sean.
Hey,
Love
Sean.
You, love you, boo.
First time, how'd you get there? First time you chewed on a napkin.
I am
Jesus Christ. Good God Almighty.
So,
I mean, let's really.
Wow.
I am so.
I was
not-
smoking a sausage. Come on, tell us a story.
God damn.
Patrick, it's Patrick. It's not me.
Hi, Patrick. Yeah, no, you're
I am
enjoying this
the- I am
way too much.
I
is
am
really what it
simply
is.
the dummy to Patrick's
So
ventriloquist.
I absolutely, Katie June was gonna throw out the boys and the girls. I absolutely refuse to talk about first time with a guy.
Okay, that's fine.
But
No one cares.
Oddly, he refuses to talk about it too. So you're
no, probably not. Probably not. But so the first time with a girl, I'm kind of I don't know if you were joking or not. I'm having to think about it. It was somewhere, and
I'm glad we narrowed that down.
that's what I got. It was somewhere in Minnesota. It was somewhere in or Wisconsin.
usually somewhere
it's a
or
region.
Wisconsin.
Somewhere in
Minnesota
somewhere
or
Or.
Wisconsin.
in a state.
Uh-huh.
in a state,
Somewhere in the world.
in a bed,
In
or
the Midwest.
or a truck.
Against a truck.
Against.
I don't know.
You know,
I was
whatever.
trying to go for a stump, but all of a sudden my mind stopped at
No,
truck.
there was no grudge fucking. Not the
And
first
that
time.
wasn't
Not
first.
the first time.
Oh,
Well, anyway,
little sting.
hoot nanny.
Hootenanny.
I'm just boring with it, and I know that I get very embarrassed, but I don't remember. Like it was that memorable.
You don't remember
it
the
was
first
with Laura. It was the gal's name was Laura. I know that.
Okay.
But
Well, she's listening, so tell her about it.
oh, shit.
Different Laura.
different Laura. Except, well, my ex wouldn't think so, but and only Laura would
Oh my
understand
God, yes.
that.
And Laura just replied, Marnie, it was at a lake, girl.
You ass.
It was dark. I was alone.
I mean, was it? All right. Clearly, I've got to walk her through this like a
it's
hypnotist.
not. I mean, honest to God, I don't. It was not memorable.
Was it a date? Was it like were you on a date with a girl?
Oh my
and all
God,
of a
Laura
sudden,
says in the woods near a Subaru.
Oh, that's hysterical.
It was just a regular old lesbian hootenanny
Yeah.
in the woods.
So were you?
So it was yesterday.
Was it like a date, or was it a sleepover? Was it a sorority thing?
No, I was in.
Were you trying to get her to try on a wedding dress?
Was it a hazing from the NFL?
I'm like 19 years old. That's all I remember. I'm 19 years old, and we just hung out. That was it. And then I don't know. I think.
I mean, and I have a legitimate question from a like I don't know nothing about what you people do kind of way. Chewy. I gotta play it off now, like she's a pretzel bagel.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I'm a chewy Jewy.
like, is it? Do you do
A
like?
chew on a Jewy?
Are there like
What- how do I
bases
say
with
that the right way?
girls? Is it like hand action first, or do you go like?
Oh, look, it's Death Watch. No, I'm kidding.
James Garner.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get there?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's just the same way you get there.
No, it's not. Like, is it?
Al grabs their head and goes like that.
I guess. Yes.
Is your
it's like-
first time blowjobs? Is your first time butt sex? Is your first time hand jobs?
Well,
is it just
no,
making out?
we don't have penises.
Different.
So no.
In a
right.
drawer.
I see what you're saying.
In a drawer.
In a drawer.
In a drawer. That's funny.
In a box under the bed.
That's really funny.
Batteries not
According
included.
to Katie, but no.
Yeah. So okay.
It comes in velvet.
My first time.
Or you.
They call it a rabbit. I don't know.
I have one. You do,
Oh.
and you should too.
No, I'm
really, every
good.
girl should have a
Fine.
rabbit.
No,
I'm
I will
fine.
not accept this. She doesn't have, or you just don't have that
On
vibrator.
my father's grave, I do not.
You don't have anything, or just the
No.
rabbit?
No.
Nothing.
I've never done that. On my father's grave, I've
All
never
right,
done
follow
that.
up question. How do you get there?
And I'm okay with it.
She
and I'm fine with
travels
it.
a lot.
I'm fine with that.
Who travels a lot?
I'm gonna buy you a rabbit, and
No.
if you can use it or not use it.
I'm good.
I'm gonna give you half the money.
Every girl should have a
I
rabbit.
can't even use all the parts of the rabbit, and I still like it.
We
even-
have
Oh,
a rabbit. We have the back massaging Hitachi. Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't even
You
know
gotta
what
plug
means.
that
Is
shit
that a
into.
hibachi? Is that what you grill on?
You have to plug it into a wall. Is what you have to
Not
do.
a hibachi. Dumbass.
We have a
Yes, you
box
can rub one off and have a steak. It's like Hooters.
Well, now you're talking.
Now we got
you're
full
talking.
circle. Full circle.
Right. I like it. I like it. Work it out.
So no, seriously, like,
No.
but back it up.
Yeah.
So like, but how was it
But
a
if
date?
she doesn't want to tell, she
No,
doesn't
and
remember, or
I
you
really
don't want to tell, or
all
don't
I can
remember.
tell you, if it's just from like a girl
19
standpoint,
years old.
everybody like has different ways that they start stuff. I guess I don't know. We probably I have no idea.
Did
how
you have an
that-
orgasm?
I'm not real big on that.
We're gonna need to get her a rabbit.
Wait, I missed that. Totally that part.
I can't lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We're gonna split that in threes.
Got to have a rabbit.
And I mean the whole rabbit, not just the tail or the ears. Give me the whole fucking
Yeah,
rabbit.
no, there's a tail, there's an ears, there's a nose, there's a whole
Laura has
situation.
14 vibrators apparently.
I'm just my own private.
Are any of
hell.
them boneless? Because I'm looking for boneless here.
Trust me, you do not want a boneless
Right,
rabbit.
it's a
Now I'm
rat.
explaining this to.
I think that Katie June should go next.
Because we have listeners in all different formats. Patrick has asked for the rules, and I'm just gonna say.
What's the
Patrick,
rules?
here are the rules. Here are the
He
rules.
says if
Patrick.
you've only given a blowjob, are you still a
Well,
virgin?
and actually for my gay, like younger gay male friends, they still consider themselves virgins.
And I'm gonna
with
put an end to
blowjobs.
that thing now.
They're talking, but see, when I say, okay,
Your ass
so
in?
don't know
a couple
who
of
we're
my
talking
younger
to, and
friends
I'm totally with you, Katie.
have said that they feel like sex for them is anal penetration, and unless they're actually penetrating,
Girls say this?
No, males,
Oh,
like
okay.
young gay males,
I
that they
say
don't
that.
they don't think that blowjobs
Because on our
are.
panel, she speaks for gay
I call
males.
that.
I'm saying the youngies, you know that
but
I know.
call it the Clinton generation. So I just posted the rule.
Yeah, if you don't
If someone
inhale.
comes, if someone comes, you're not a virgin.
Oh,
Because,
good. Okay.
because seriously,
You're invoking a sexual act.
Laura, she gets a vibrator every anniversary.
I love her.
I'm
I
laughing at
literally.
Harrison.
Wow.
I
I'm
love
laughing
this
at
woman.
Harrison. Count me in on the
this
rabbit.
rabbit,
Harrison.
gets cheaper and cheaper. Ernie, if you're still awake,
Yeah, you want
got-
this,
Oh,
Ernie.
rabbit
If
fun.
you don't want it for her, you want it for yourself.
let me tell you what's hopping up the trail next week,
Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way.
Listen.
and it's gonna
at it.
come. Let me tell you, I've tried the rabbit.
Sex with your
We'll just
partner
call-
is great.
what
Sex
if
with the
Hassenpfeffer?
rabbit is also great.
Hassenpfeffer.
Yeah, incorporated.
Schlemiel, Schlemazel, exactly.
Yes, good.
All right,
All right.
you're almost that red color I was going for. You.
I'm ready.
You.
Thank you.
So my first time
Nanny.
with my with a boy was my high school boyfriend Josh, and I was 16, maybe 17, doesn't matter, and we were seniors, and it was senior ditch day. How embarrassingly cliche.
Yeah.
And we, his parents were both at work, as were mine, but we were going to the lake with some friends for the day.
Of course you were.
And we were at his house in his bedroom. Ghetto Superstar was playing on MTV. Ghetto Superstar, that is what you are. See, like I know all
That's
the
a
details.
song?
It is. It's embarrassing that we were
Oh.
doing it for the first time.
I know someone who lost their virginity to urgent, emergency. How bad is that?
That's really bad.
You.
Yeah. No. But I took her virginity to that song. Does that help?
Ooh, good.
Playing the part of a
I love
top
it.
was Al.
I love it. Teaser.
All right.
So it was very sad and it was like the most. We were in love. We were like young
Of
love, and I
course you
loved
were.
him. And
Did
you know,
someone say you weren't?
I know, and I loved him, and
you.
and I and it was real. It was honestly it was what it was going to be. You know, when you're 16 years old, 17, whatever we were, you're not like making sweet passionate love. Like you don't know what that means.
You're just trying to get to the finish line because you can see it from here.
I would just wanted him to get to the finish line so that we could both call it good. There was no finish line happening with me as I laid
Because you
there.
hadn't met the rabbit yet.
As I laid there and grimaced in pain.
I won't talk about the first time, but I'm going to agree with you on other times. Like, Jesus.
Yes. I laid there. It didn't feel good. It was kind of painful. He didn't know what he was doing. We were both super uncomfortable.
Fumbling around.
It was so funny. And so,
After it was over, they both did each other's hair.
no, do you know what the worst part was? Is since we were all going to ditch day, all the friends were meeting at his house. So we were like in his bedroom doing it for the very first time ever before we go to ditch day. And then like as soon as it's over, which took about that long, we hear this at the back door. His name was Josh Pepper, and they called him Pep. Yo, Pep, what's up, Pep? And I'm like, oh my God. And
not Pep. Pep's not up.
I know. And he gets up, like throws a fucking towel around his waist and leaves the room. To go meet the boys.
Because that's cool.
Because it's cool for him, and he wants to be like, I just fucking did it.
Because he was just knocking off a piece. Is what he was doing.
Ridiculous. Now, granted, we dated for years, and it was great until it was bad.
Until he came out gay and
no. But
you should told us about him.
But he
we don't like him.
After that, though, we used to, because that was the first time. We still had a few weeks, maybe a month or so of school left after the first time. He lived just on the street from school, and we used to sneak away at lunches, because then I thought after I did it once, then I was like really into it, and I wasn't, because I never had an orgasm, and I didn't even know what that was like, and well, I knew what it was like thanks to
what's up, Doc?
Thanks to Minnie and Mo here.
Yeah, thank you. But I certainly wasn't enjoying that with him, but it was just like fun and exciting that we were having sex. So we used to we had off-campus lunches, so we would leave every day at lunch and go to his house.
That's why
and
they don't have off-campus lunches anymore.
And we would do it at lunch, and it was there was nothing bad about it, nothing wrong, and we were both responsible, and we were, high school, like young love, and it was all really wonderful. Like my first time, total virginity loss was wonderful and fun and exciting, and it was fun to do it at lunch, and it was fun to feel sexually liberated, and it was fun. And then with Kelly was the first time I had experimented with girls in college, but the first time I actually had sex with a girl was with Kelly.
Now I don't get the difference with girls. Like I honestly just need a definition.
Well,
because I think we've painted a clear picture.
A whole lot better.
Well, there's just right. So
no, does it mean you like went from fingers to tongues, or how do you get how do you graduate up?
So there's kissing, there's touching, there's shirts off, there's rubbing, there's fingers. Yeah, which I'm actually really fond of. I don't. Yeah, maybe it's just me. I'm partial to the rubbing. So
anybody have a shot?
There is fingers and tongues, but then there's
why is she looking at me going
just getting to it.
Scissor sisters.
Yes.
You got the scissor sisters.
All right, I got
That's really where it's at. I mean, if you want my opinion.
All right, no, that's why.
And everybody has a different opinion. Kelly's more into.
I'm sure she'll appreciate you telling her this.
She's
rabbit?
more orally.
White rabbit.
She's a more oral person.
Okay.
I'm a more. Climb on your bike and ride. That's a Queen reference, actually.
Get on your bikes and ride.
Yeah, that's kind of more my thing. So it is, but you know what's actually really fun is and different and enjoyable.
Is it when both of you get
I'm
on?
gonna kill Laura. I swear to God, I'm gonna
Laura
kill her.
says she'll bring wings if Katie brings the rabbit.
That rabbit has been used and abused.
We will get you a fresh one.
We're gonna get you.
I have a dishwasher.
Fine. Everything.
Oh, that might be cleaner.
Everything is fine.
It gets a hand soap wash.
It
gets a hand soap in the sink after every use.
Fine.
Every Jewish holiday.
Chewy holiday.
Which is frequently, because there's a lot of them.
A Chew a day.
Yeah, a Chew a day.
Well, actually, and you live just down from that Jewish school. The
Torah?
synagogue or whatever the fuck that is on
Do I?
7th Avenue. Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
You're
you
right.
do.
Yeah, I do. I sure do.
What? What happened now? What happened to Al? What did you?
I thought you said Jew-eye.
Stop it.
Because that would be funny.
All right, usually, I'm sorry. It's usually the Asians. Today we went a different route.
So anyway, that was me. Well, I have to really tell you that this is great. I have to literally say this about my first time with Kelly, and I don't even think this was our actual first time, but it was the first time I went over to her house, and I was so nervous. I had never been so scared or nervous in my whole life because I knew I really was into this girl. I had never actually had sex with a girl before. I didn't know what I was doing. I was totally freaked out. I was old, and I loved her, but I didn't know what to do. And so I show up at her house, and she's sitting on one end of the couch, and I sit on the exact opposite end, and crossed my legs and was like, oh my God. And then so, she has my favorite beer, of course, in the refrigerator, and of course. And so we start drinking.
Subaru in the driveway to loosen you up.
We kind of start drinking a little bit, and we've already made out, but that was when I was blackout drunk, and so, but I was sober and I didn't know what to do. So I said, I just want to see your bedroom. right? This is so funny,
Oh,
you guys. This
that
is so.
that's
And who here hasn't used that trick?
Oh yeah.
I said that. I go, I just want to I need to very slowly work my way into this. Like, I just need to see inside of your bedroom, and that's fine. So I literally walk in like a very timid, like I'm going into a haunted house, and I'm like, and I walk in, and I'm literally taking it all in, and I'm just kind of looking around, and I turn around, and this bitch is standing in the doorway. I'm not kidding, like this, in the doorway. Hip cocked, hands on the thing, and I'm like, I think this is happening. Yeah, no, this is gonna happen.
Was she naked?
What were you afraid of?
No, she wasn't naked.
When you walked in, were you afraid like UPS drivers were going to attack you? I don't know why would you
attack me? Take my keys and move all of my stuff over.
The
Have you seen that
WNBA?
commercial? My daughter practically became a woman in the back seat of my Subaru.
Yeah.
Have you seen that commercial?
I have. Really?
And it's actually pictures of her and her best girlfriend.
So much has happened in the backseat of my Subaru.
So uncomfortable. Clayton McKee.
Girl, first time, December 28th, 1985.
Was there a stump?
Against a stump.
10:30 a.m. in Wichita, Kansas.
Jesus
in
Christ.
a waterbed.
Oh my God, Josh had a waterbed. Yes.
Oh.
Okay, mine was a waterbed too. It's fun.
This is my story.
Yours was a car, wasn't it?
Jesus. We lived in Tulsa. And I had been for many, many years back in Joplin. Her name was Stephanie Son, and I'm still friends with her on Facebook.
I'm gonna Google her right now.
She and I had been friends. We used to roller skate together. She just had a birthday just 2 weeks ago.
December 28th, I'm thinking.
No. October 13th, I believe. Anyway, Stephanie and I had been going out forever and ever and ever and ever, and I lived in Tulsa, and I rode a bus from Tulsa up to where she lived. She had moved to Wichita, so I went up and spent a weekend with her and her mom and her. So December 28th, 85, about 10:30 in the morning. That was
morning sex. That's a brave way to break your way in.
That's right.
Yeah, and then
especially on her.
And then we go from 85 to 94. We have a long span of 9 years. Yeah.
Okay, so he's met a rabbit.
Yeah. So I moved to Phoenix. And then when I moved to Phoenix, I had gone to, I don't know if it was for a haircut or what the hell it was for. What the hell was that?
I was not expecting that sentence to come out of your mouth. I don't know what I was really looking for. A haircut?
No.
All of a sudden I came in someone's ass.
No, I went to... wait a minute.
Hoot nanny. Whoops. Wham in China.
That is a wham in China.
I went to Metro Center, and I believe it was to get a haircut. And there was a little Latin kid who was doing haircuts at the, I want to say it was like at a Regis hair salon at Metro Center.
Way to keep it fancy.
And then somehow a phone number exchange, and before I knew it,
there you have it.
there was that. So I don't have a date or a time on that.
Oh, thank God.
Wasn't nearly as important as Stephanie.
Before you knew it, Bukkake.
Bukkake. What was the name for Japanese horrible porn?
Oh shit! What was that?
I know. And Donnie's
find it.
Yeah, Donnie's in the chat room.
But
okay.
I'm all about Laura. Truly, I'm in a new one. Unless I can bring old wings.
Yeah. No. I both
Good
fresh.
Lord.
Both
Yeah.
fresh.
Not at all. Well,
all right.
the wings.
Well, I wasn't expecting the girl part, but the girl part was at the Alfred. The New York State Theater. I don't know what the hell it was. Theater Championship. I don't know what the hell it was.
This was obviously gay sex, right?
No.
The theater championship.
Strangely
good.
His attempt at women's sex.
Okay. Now I just want you to realize how many fag hags are lurking around. Theater camp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're
They
back
all
on
wanted
track.
you.
Yeah.
Pan flute, skin flute, same thing.
So Shakespeare in the Park, whatever you want to call it. Didn't sound dirty till just then. So I don't know. There was people like rolling around. We were like 15 years old. Everybody was, I'm going to say it was, I'd have to do the math. I think I started high school in 81.
I was told there'd be no math.
Or 82. I think I started high school in 81.
Right.
That sounds right.
Sure.
Possibly later. I don't know. But it was freshman year of high school, and I went to the state theater thing where they invited all the high school drama clubs, and you put on a portion of your annual production for everyone, and they adjudicated it, and there were winners and best actors and best actresses and over like best makeup, best costumes. It was an award show presentation.
Yes, good.
It sounds like he's going for an actor nod here.
Yeah,
No. So kind of drinking, and then everybody was kind of playing around, and she wasn't the girl that was my girlfriend at the time. I don't know how we ended up doing it, but there was another couple in another bed, and everybody, it was
Peer
really,
pressure?
No, it was really like explore your sexuality, like let's all get naked and see what all the parts do.
Yeah, that was theater. It was fun.
Yeah, and it really was like, and we had all been making out in the costume room all year long, guys, girls, like every combination, and I just happened to fall into a woman first, and
fell into.
Could have gone either way, really.
But
at
now,
that point,
now that I finished the math in that equation, which I was told there would be no math.
Chat room, click on Molly's link.
Oh,
yes, good.
I had already slept with.
No.
But I was going to be proud of you.
No, that's not him.
All right.
I absolutely
he is
forgot.
cute.
I did sleep with a boy first. I forgot about that. So backwards, like I think the theater. What the hell was that thing called? Anyways, the theater camp, as we'll call it, was in like spring because it was in the southern tier of New York, so no one was gonna let their child. You can have sex with whatever you want to and drink as much as you want to, but we're not letting you in a car in the southern tier of New York State
in the winter.
Yeah, before like late June.
Right.
But the day before my first day of freshman class, I was at a sleepover, and I told somebody that I would really like to possibly give them a blowjob because I had been crushing on them for a while.
Yeah.
So I was probably 14. I don't know, probably late summer of 14.
Yeah.
And I expressed a desire to blow him to completion.
Was he straight?
No, because he let me do it.
Because I had a friend in high school theater that was giving his straight friend blowjobs in the car in the parking lot.
That was the rest. That was the rest of high school. But this first experience, not so much. The rest of high school was giving straight guys blowjobs.
Because this guy was giving his straight best
period.
friend a blowjobs in the car,
just to help them through, study hall.
Or Tuesday.
So
it's Tuesday, honey. Let me just give you a BJ.
So the funny thing is he laid there, and for some reason we were both naked, and he laid there, and
As you do.
Yeah, he said,
"Hoot nanny."
Let me think about it, and I was like, okay. And I don't sleep. I don't sleep a lot, and especially if somebody else is around, I don't sleep. I have a hard time falling asleep if somebody's nearby. That's why they have to have their own bedroom. So I knew I was going to be awake no matter what his choice was. So he said, if I decide I'm okay with this blowjob thing, he's like, I'll just turn on the stereo because I don't want my parents to hear. So I was just laying there, and I had kind of given up on it because it had been longer than I thought someone should wait. You know, it was my first time giving a blowjob, but I thought if someone offers, the polite thing to do is give a response, yay or nay,
in a speedy
timely
fashion.
manner.
Right.
Yeah.
So he reaches over and hits the power button on his stereo, which lit up the bedroom in a green glowy light.
Yeah.
And seriously, I just watched his dick go from flaccid to at the thought of it. He knew what was gonna happen.
He was ready.
I knew it was gonna happen, and it went
Dim
from
all
flaccid.
the lights, sweet darling.
But the opposite. Turn up the lights.
Light up the shit, sweet darling.
So it was just funny, and that was the first one, and then the first time with sex, penetration sex with a guy.
Booty sex.
Yeah, it was another sleepover during high school.
Oh my God, you had some good sleepovers.
Oh fuck yeah! You always had to bring a condom if you're staying the night, no matter what your sexual persuasion was. Bring a condom.
It.
Everybody
Is that what boys do?
No, but there was girls involved too. It didn't matter
Oh,
what.
I
if you
see.
were coming over to the horny house, you were getting laid in that basement because we were probably gonna get stoned and drunk, and then we were just gonna explore
Listen
the
to Donna
boundaries of your
Summer
sexuality.
and let's do it.
Yeah,
I actually had a friend, and we used to steal her dad's porno and watch it in the basement.
Yeah.
Yes, that
and it
was
was
a
kind
whole
you had to
thing.
project on the wall. And
kids are so.
I had actually a girl that I knew. My girl best friend was actually attracted to this guy. We suspected he might be gay, but no one was sure until he invited me and another friend over for a sleepover, and then he played porn on the wall,
and then said, "Let's do this to each other."
And then the third partner was like, "I'm gonna like I'm gonna go downstairs because I don't feel well. And so me and this guy just we did it over and over. Like we really explored like what 15, 16-year-olds can do with erections for an evening.
What?
And if somebody tried that, they had to be like, "Are you high?"
Oh my
you get
God.
one chance in a week.
So that was the first. So that was your first booty experience.
Oh, and it went on way too long.
Like too long in that night, or too long over the course of several years.
In hindsight, no, just that night.
If you will, yeah, hindsight, if you will, and we will.
That hootenanny was.
You will.
That hootenanny
was.
Okay, really quick question to satisfy Sean's curiosity.
Yeah, entertainment.
Question.
That's a lot of information.
Question about.
2 minutes.
American Horror Story. And why is that woman always playing Stevie Nicks? And do you think there's a reason to it? What's up?
Yes. Because Stevie Nicks has been very generous with, and I can't think of his name, the director of the show and the creator.
Ryan Murphy.
Ryan Murphy, been very generous with Glee. And not only does she offer her songs up, but she comes to the productions because she wants to see the kids sing them because she likes other people singing her songs. She's a great artist.
Yeah,
great artist, and she's a fan of the show and a friend of his. And she got in a lot of trouble back in the 70s and 80s, as when Marnie comes back to join us, about
Marnie was. We lost her on that last conversation.
I'm
we lost
looking
her.
for the Japanese board thing.
But she calls.
Swear to God, I am.
She has Welsh Witch Publishing, and Rhiannon is about a witch, and she has this tie-in, and I guess she got a lot of backflack from Wiccans about her trying to be a mystical witch, and that it wasn't really, and she just meant it in like a spiritual way, that she feels like a reincarnation of female power, and she had this kind of witch thing going, and she calls herself the Welsh Witch. That's her music publishing company. So when he said Coven, and he told her, I want this character to have an identification with music,
it was natural.
It would make sense if it was you. And she was like, you know what? I'm done fighting it. She's like, I'm done fighting these people that are like, pounding me for some reason having some kind of a witch identity. Right, exactly.
Pounding
in
her.
hindsight, she
would
have chosen a different word. But she embraced it. She liked it, and she liked the character.
Yeah.
And it turns out the girl that's playing her, Jill Clayburgh's daughter, is a big Stevie Nicks fan. So
looks like her.
And everyone came together, and that's what they said. Like even Stevie Nicks said,
looks like a young Stevie Nicks. Okay, good answer.
It is the end of hour 3. Thank you for joining us. We've been here.
That was a fun show.
Very good show. 7 to 10 every Tuesday night. We come to you live from Studio C in the heart of Central Phoenix.
That was a hootenanny.
So that was a hootenanny. It absolutely was. I'm
sorry, Marnie's never hit an orgasm.
Katie June, Marnie Ryer, Al Perkins.
I didn't say never.
My name is Clayton McKee. You will join us again next week if you have.
You will.
It's right for you. But we will leave you with this final parting thought, as we do each and every week. We will see you next Tuesday.
Thank you, Patrick.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America.
Oh, I can't wait for your rabbit to